Welcome to a special edition of Cold True Podcast mixed with our NBA coverage, weekly NBA coverage. I'm Dean Ball. I'm joined with Chris. White boy Chris will be joining us later. And today we're going to be talking about the NBA. We only have 5 topics for the NBA. And we're going over Wildcard weekend. And we're going to be previewing the divisional round in the NFL. Chris, what's up, man?
What's up, man? I'm doing good.
Okay, NBA, man. Let's go and rip the band-aid off, bro. Zion and Ja Morant. I've been thinking about it a lot. They both came back from injury recently. I think they fell off, bro. I think Zion and Ja Morant has fell off in terms of star power. Both of them are averaging under 22 points per game. Both of them are shooting under 25% from three. They're both, hey, it's looking bad. Am I crazy or have they lost their juice, man?
I mean, bringing up averages with Zion when he's barely played any games is kind of crazy. He's only played 8 games, literally. So whatever. Ja Morant hasn't played that many games, so averages don't really add up or matter. Really, if these guys are on the basketball court, they're stars. The only reason why they haven't been, have the star power or been in the media and all that stuff is because they haven't played games. And I want to get to one thing real quick before I forget, because I know I might. I'm sick and tired of all these people saying Zion needs to go to a bigger market. Zion needs to be on the court. That's
Zion,
where he needs to
be. Not only does he need to be on the court, he needs to be just committed to basketball. He just got fined for missing a team playing. It's like, bro, you've only played in 8 games. Yeah. It doesn't matter where he goes. Let's go travel with him. It's Zion. It's not the situation. It's not the market. It's not none of that. It's Zion.
Yep.
But look at these numbers: 22 a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and the field goal percentages are alarming. Look at the career. Now look at what he's doing. It's damn near.
It's 8 games.
He still played them.
It's 8 games. I mean, I can't.
I get it, but it's like, okay, it's like you still don't look good. Man, he looked better on defense. I'll give him that. But
in some of the games I've seen, he's looked pretty good
defensively. But I don't know. Offensively, it could be way better. Okay, look at Ja Morant. 21 a game, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. For a guard, these shooting splits is terrible. He's played in almost pretty much half the games, a little bit more than half of the current games that's available. I think everybody's on at least like 41, 42 games. So he's played 23 games. That's good for him, I guess. He looked absolutely terrible against the Timberwolves. If it wasn't for them last 2 clutch baskets, which I let him make it on, bro looks bad. Terrible defender, terrible shooter as a guard. How you feeling about Zion?
I like Ja.
I said Ja. I mean, yeah. I said fuck Ja.
I like Ja. I mean, I was never the biggest, Ja. Like he's good. I think he's good. I think he has his moments where he can come down and be a very clutch player. He's very crafty at the rim. And he's gotten better with his playmaking as he's gone throughout the seasons. Mainly, like you say, his main thing is health. Now, when he's on the court, he can do some special things. I think with this Grizzlies team, we're just seeing them play more team-oriented basketball. So that's why maybe some of the numbers have dipped, and they're so used to playing without him at times that, a Jaren Jackson, who has been great this season, who's almost been their most important player this season, he can step up even when Ja is there. And they don't necessarily have to have Ja be the number one when he plays. So I think that may be a result of his numbers being down a little bit. But regardless, when the game's on the line, when it matters, who's going to have the ball?
Yeah. With Ja, I don't know if it was rust, but like I said, he was absolutely bailed out against the Timberwolves. Him being clutch, that's what's saving him to me, because he did this last year when he came back and against the Pelicans on TNT when he was just clutch. So as long as he can continue to be clutch, because that's one thing about the Grizzlies, they do need somebody they go to late in games. Desmond Bane is slowly rounded back into form. Mm-hmm. But Ja Morant, I give him a little bit more leeway than Zion, but still, the type of the poor shooting, the bad defense, like some of the availability. It's like Is you putting him over Cade?
Not this season.
You see what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying? What I'm saying? These dudes are just falling off.
Yes, in a sense of like season rankings, but no one's gonna say that Cade is better than Kawhi, and he's quote unquote falling off in these same standards.
But I'm saying, because there's a lot of young guys in the league now. I don't know if anybody is taking a Zion over a Jalen Johnson. I get even in the grand scheme of things, Evan Mobley, because at that power forward position, it's like, would you really take Zion over a lot of these dudes? Would you take him over a Scotty Barnes? Would you legit take him over these guys? You get the talent, but available. You say, yeah, huh? Well,
I'm taking the only person, Evan Mobley, that you said I won't. I'll take Evan Mobley right now. Jalen Johnson, I understand it, but I just still feel like I get a little bit more star power from Zion when he plays. Scotty Barnes, no, he basically is hurt a lot too.
It's not as much.
It's not as much as Zion, though. But
look at this. Look at this. This looks crazy. I was trying to go to his last few games. Look at all this. It's crazy. But
yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, yes. This is what 14 for 30 in his last 2 games he's played. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. But I do like this number, the steals number. 8 steals in his past 2 games. Like he's actually been bringing it on defensive end. That's the only reason why I ain't just killing Zion as much this year. But you don't think they fell off? I'm thinking these other young guys is coming in and usurping them. I'm just saying. People damn near probably want Tyler Hero over John Moran at this point. I'm just saying. I'm keeping it a buck. It's been Tyler Hero in the Heat damn near by himself this whole year. Jimmy ain't been playing. Tyler Hero got them a 6 seed.
Yeah, Tyler Hero's an all-star.
I'm just saying, Ja Morant and Zion, like, you don't stay them next guys up forever. That's all I'm saying, Chris. That's all.
I get that.
Now, we can move on to Lamelo Ball versus Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report, they damn near renowned. They went with Cade pretty much unanimously. It was a few Lamelos. I'm a big Lamelo guy, but they've been kind of healthy these past few games, and it's been a lot to be desired. I'm a big Cade hater. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I haven't liked Cade since he's been in the league. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. But he win me. What he did against the Knicks the other day, that was eye opening. Like he legit backpacked them. So my thing to you is it just the availability with Lamelo, or do you think Cade is actually looking like just a better basketball player?
Good part of it is availability. This is Cade's first season and a half where he's been really healthy. So now this is his first season where you could say he has some decent spacing around him and some veteran guys that can do a little bit of something now. This is kind of what I said I wanted to see from him this season, if he can really be that guy. So he's stepped up to the challenge. Not that he heard me or anything, but he's just playing great. And he's really showing that, yeah, I can be a guy, especially when I have at least some decent space and some decent guys around me. So in that instance, Cade is doing pretty good. Now, is it just because LaMelo's not healthy that I would take him over Cade, or that I would take Cade? No, I think LaMelo, he has the star power. He has this explosiveness as far as scoring goes. Now, there is some room to be desired come decision making sometimes. And you could say that right now he has had a little bit more talent than Cade has had, and the winning hasn't been there of recently. He's shooting 17 threes a game. I know that's what he do. He likes to shoot. He likes to get them up. But man, some people might criticize, is he really playing winning basketball?
I'm still go fight back on the LaMelo Ball playing winning basketball aspect of things, because when he did have veteran players around him, like a Terry Rozier, like a Gordon Hayward's out the league. Terry Rozier looks like an absolute bust as a trade pickup. When he did have those guys, he kind of looked like what Cade looking like now, if we just gonna keep it honest. The only thing is Cade is way more durable than LaMelo Ball, and that's pretty much, and that's what it come down to for me. Me personally, I would never pick Cade over LaMelo, just because it just kind of felt like I don't watch this dude grow up from being like the little guy freshman team all the way up to now, and it just, most people thought would have fallen off by now. Dude's averaging 30, so it's like Cade ain't did nothing to surpass Melo in terms of achievements. But Melo actually won Rookie of the Year. His time. LaMelo has the accolades over him. He's actually been to a couple of at least play-in appearances. So we got to see what Cade does in those situations before I can elevate him over LaMelo. But this year is not even close. Okay, let me ask you this though. If one of these guys get left off, because one of them go get left off of the All-Star voting, who deserves to be left off? LaMelo, Cade, or Tyler Hero?
Man, this is tough.
One of them go get snubbed.
It's gonna sound real nasty what I'm about to say, but I think LaMelo should be left off, and not due to his talent, but due to games played. And you could take seeding or whatever into account of it or whatever, but I don't think that necessarily matters too much. Well, I'd say mainly due to games played, where Cade and Tyler Hero have played definitely more games than LaMelo, and then like they've also had to shoulder more of the load, of course, because they've been playing more. So in that aspect, that's why I would probably say LaMelo should be left off. Now, I don't know if he will, because all the fans love him. As far as star power and face of the future league or whatever stuff, the league should probably lean into LaMelo a little bit more. But I think it would suck if he got left off, in my opinion, but I think he should be.
Man, in the All-Star setting, I'm just gonna keep it a bug. Give me LaMelo, both them dudes. Just in the All-Star setting. But I agree with you. He definitely should be left off, just in terms of his team is garbage, healthy or not healthy. Tyler Hero actually has them in the playoffs, especially with all the Jimmy Butler stuff going on. Bam has been terrible, so it's pretty much been Tyler Hero has been the head of that snake. Definitively the best player on the Heat, a top 6 seed in the East. Cade, they in the play-in race. Well, they are in the play-in currently, so that deserves an All-Star nod. And then he just been playing great with, like you said, the spacing that's been added in the vets. So, but LaMelo, in terms of who I actually want to see in the All-Star game, give me Melo. Yeah, and I think he's going to be voted in. But if I think somebody gonna be left off, it's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be Tyler Hero.
I think
they're gonna leave off. If you leave Tyler Hero off, it's like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. As far as predicting who will be left off, probably Tyler Hero. Who should be left off? Probably LaMelo Ball. That's just how I see it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, But
we love you, Melo, but
just play more, shoot a little bit better, and get your team some more dubs.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he was saying you and Brandon Miller are going to be the top backcourt in the league going in the future. So
that is a topic for a different day. Brandon Miller has been garbage. Brandon Miller is hovering in Jabari Smith territory. And he just lucky that he was in the same draft class as Scoot. So that's the only thing saving Brandon Miller. Scoot is bad.
Go say that every time, man.
Every time I just think of bad in draft, I think of Scoot now. People was trying to compare him to Derrick Rose, man. I was damn near comparing him to Derrick Rose and guys like that, man. I feel just utterly disgusted.
Yeah.
Next topic. We'll get on. We literally gonna have to do that. Brandon Miller and Scoot, man, Jabari Smith, some of you guys, Patrick Williams. Okay,
so before we go on real quick. So right now you're taking Cade, but in the future are you taking Cade as well, or?
in the future, like I said, I'm still picking Lamelo just because I can't overlook my bias on this one, especially when it's still close. It's still close.
Yeah.
Like Cade still hasn't done anything more than what Lamelo has done. So
Okay. Yeah.
Chris, real quick, before we move on from this topic, Lamelo versus Cade.
What about it? Oh, y'all still on that?
Who you taking?
Right now?
Yep.
Man, let me see something.
I got you. I got it pulled up.
Because I haven't watched. Yeah.
That's Lamelo, 37-5. But his shooting splits is not just amazing.
Mm-mm.
And here we go, Cade.
25 games.
And then you got Cade 25, 9 and I think that 9 assists is what kind of put me over. And then he's actually been shooting well from the
Shooting
three.
better. Yeah, he's been shooting better from the three for sure. And Lamelo take a ton of threes.
It's just they just look so garbage.
And I was about to say, I mean, clearly Detroit. I think Cade is finally coming to himself. I think this is the Cade that we wanted to see for years now, and I think we can say the same thing about Melo. But just even still, even with that greatest stat line, the main thing we always complain about with Melo, that 25 games is very ugly to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the only thing. But I mean, Melo was having a hell of a year. Like, I mean, even so, I don't feel like you can really go wrong. I just think with one of them, you know, Melo is clearly asked to do a lot more on the team that he's on, and Cade is just kind of like, you know, it just seems like he just hooping, like he just finally hooping, like the game is finally coming to him. He's being everything that we thought that he was going to be, you know, as far as where he was taken in the draft.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But I mean, talent wise, you know, I'm gonna take Melo all day. But just
That's
right
awesome.
now, I take Cade.
Yeah.
Okay. Talent Lamelo. That's pretty much what we said. Talent Lamelo, production and availability Cade. So my next topic, should the Rockets sell high on Jalen Green right now? Right now, Jalen Green, these are his last 5 games, 32 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting 53 from the field, and he's shooting about 40, 48 from 3. Should the Rockets sell high on Jalen Green right now, or should they just keep him and see where this goes? Me personally, I don't think he's gonna keep this up. He's streaky. Get rid of him now. Bring in somebody. I'm just saying.
Who are you bringing in?
It don't matter. Somebody established. I damn near would, because my thing, I'll take a Brandon Ingram. I'll take a Brandon Ingram over Jalen Green. I'll take a Zach LaVine over Zach LaVine for sure. Literally, he's what Jalen Green was supposed to be, but he's actually that. Jalen Green does this in spurts. He did this last year. That 13 game stretch. Like I'm not gonna fall for it this year. Nope. Get rid of him while he hot.
I definitely think that the only thing that's really just kind of like where I can agree with you on is that I don't see his 3-point percentage staying at what it's going to be to keep that point average at what it's at. I don't see him constantly. I don't see him continuously shooting that good from 3 to keep that tick. Now, I still think he's going to do what he do in the paint and in the mid range. That's just what he's always been known for is his athleticism. It's always just been his shooting. So I can see that, but I'm also in the same thing as like, do you want to move him and bring in somebody else that's established? But then it's like, okay, how much further do you think they're really going to get if you say, let's say you swap a Jalen Green for a Zach LaVine? How much further are you going to get with the roster that's currently constructed? if you were to get rid of him.
Not much further. That's why I say you keep him.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you be more suited. I'd probably build around Jalen and Seguin and bring in pieces around them. And if Jalen got to take a back seat to somebody, then that's just what it's got to be.
See, this is the thing,
because you have
you said how far would you go if you swap him out. The thing with Jalen Green is they're playing great basketball because he's being consistent for this small stretch. They played the Lakers, they played Boston, they played the Grizzlies a couple of times, and they're winning because he's finally putting together. If you put somebody like Zach LaVine, who all you want him to do is score like he scores consistently, because look at his overall for the year: 43% from the field, 34.5%, 35% from three. If you get Zach LaVine, who's been doing this all year, and he has a track record of being efficient, 52 from the field, 45 from three. He's doing what Jalen Green has been doing these last 5 games. He's been doing it all year. You see what I'm saying? That is the difference. You can't rely on Jalen Green. That's why I say you get rid of him for a guy that you can see do it consistently. Because Sengun is going to be the guy, but you just need a consistent guy in that backcourt. Nobody on this Houston Rockets team can score consistently.
I feel you on that, but I still think, just based on they starting 5, I still think that you would have to bring one more person in, whether you keep Jalen Green and swap him out for another player or whatever you do. I still think you'd have to add one more piece to that, is pretty much what I'm saying. So if you want to get the better production from Zach LaVine, I'm cool with that, but I still think you got to get one more piece if you really want to try to go for a top spot in the West. That's just kind of where I'm at with it.
So you saying
because I still even with all of that, I still don't.
No.
Huh?
So with Chris laughing. So you don't think Fred VanVleet could be a third guy? Chris, you don't either?
No.
That
run that he had in Toronto, I think that championship year and the year after that were probably some of his best years. And then after that, it's like his 3-point percentage has just been just god awful. I don't know what he's been doing this year. See, again, god awful. 33. You're not even 33% from the field, and that's mainly what I need you to do is knock down threes. Like, nah.
So nah. So you need okay.
And
so
then just go see,
guy.
and then like just go to his 3-point percentages for his previous years.
Okay, so
like you might just be able just to scroll down and should show because that's the last 5. Like come on now, we talking like just look at the last couple of years, his 3-point percentage,
except for this year. And then the last year in Toronto.
Like last year he was decent, but man.
The overall field goal percentage is what I don't like ever.
He takes a bunch of threes.
It was one year I thought he was at, or maybe it was just for a certain spurt that he was shooting real bad. I thought it was for the season because I thought at one point I thought he was at like 31, 32% one year, and I thought that was recent.
That's this year, but 41% and 38%.
Oh, okay.
39%, 40% from the field. That's disgusting. He's more of a fourth guy. I wouldn't want this should be my third guy. You're right.
No, if he's your third guy, you're not getting very far.
Okay, but I'm saying it's like if Jalen Green your second guy, you ain't going no damn where at all. I live with a Sengun and Jalen Green to be my version of Fox and Sabonis. They made a playoff. That Jalen Green, I'm just saying, but it's better defense with Amin Thompson, Tyrese.
The playoffs, woo.
But I'm saying, it's gonna be a better version of that second because they actually have defense around those guys. That's what I'm saying. This is still a defensive team, y'all. So it's like you just want to add more consistent scoring. They still gonna have to win with their defense. That's all I'm saying. I get what y'all saying with the Red VanVleet. Okay, he can't be a third guy, but with way it's constructed now,
I think you still got to go get somebody. You still got to go get somebody, or
or you sound like you saying you need to go get 2 people.
Yeah, like I'm saying, even if you make a move to trade Jalen Green, I still think you're gonna need another piece if you really want to Like, if you don't want to just be like you said, just the Kings, just saying that we made it to the playoffs, I still think you're gonna have to get another piece if you're really talking about competing and getting to the second round, getting the conference championship games. I still think they're gonna be a piece away when you just look at how some of these top teams constructed. Now, Minnesota kind of blew their shit up. Like, we looking at it now, that random move may have been wrong, but just at these other top seeds, like Denver, I don't think it's a lot of teams that they just be able to compete with in a 7 games. I don't even think they'd be able to compete with Phoenix in a 7-game series. As up and down as some of those players are, I don't think they'd be able to compete with them. So I just think they just need to be a piece. I think they still one piece away even after that move.
But I'm saying if you don't move Jalen Green, you 2 pieces away. Would you rather be 1 piece away or 2 pieces away? Is what I'm saying at this point.
I think you're 1 piece away regardless of what you're 1 piece away regardless. If you trade Jalen Green and get somebody else, like if you go get Zach LaVine, you still got to go get another piece. If you keep Jalen Green, you still need to go get another piece. Like, I think you're still gonna have to add on to whatever you do.
Jalen Green not a winner,
in my opinion. You're gonna have to add another. You're gonna have to add another. You're gonna have to add another scoring option. You're gonna have to add
Jalen Green be
another
a
3-and-D type of player. In my opinion,
Jalen Green can't.
I think Jalen Green will be. No,
he's
I
think
what you need. I think if you were to keep Jalen Green, that you can bring if the person has to fit what you need. I think you need to go get you a 3-and-D guy, but a consistent person that can play defense and hit the 3, because I feel like that's really what would keep him from having to make so many threes. Because again, bro, I don't think that 3-point shot is going to be it's not going to stay as consistent as it's going right now. I don't see it. I'm happy for him. I ain't hating, but he's not known for that. You know what I'm saying? So
ain't nobody told me why you shouldn't trade Jalen
regardless
Green
of whatever move you do. I still think you're gonna have to add another 3-and-D player.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying get rid of Jalen Green. My whole thing is sell Jalen Green while he's high. He's averaging 32 points. Get rid of him now while he has value, because you know what's gonna happen. Just like he had this great streak, he's gonna have a decline, and then you ain't gonna be able to maximize the profit. I'm saying just you saying, I get what you're saying. We go be a piece away regardless. But I'm saying you might as well get what you can get for Jalen Green while his value is high. Because if we go be a piece away, I'd rather be 1 piece away than 2 pieces away, basically. And then we can move on to the next part.
I guess, but I don't think you'll ever be. You keep saying you'll be 2 pieces away when you keep Jalen Green. I don't think that'll ever be the case.
So you saying he could be a third guy?
Yeah. Why not?
He don't do it consistently.
You don't have to do it as consistently when you're a third guy.
And then even still, though, bro, we got to look at it like the definition of a third option don't really change when you look at the way they got with these teams, with all these, with like it ain't like being a third option is just absolutely terrible. So I don't think it's an absolutely.
I don't trust Jalen Green to score consistently enough to even be a third guy. I think he's a 6th man. I don't want him starting. If I'm trying to actually win a championship, which I think the Rockets think they are doing.
He done kicked my man completely out of the starting lineup.
For a championship, this is what I'm saying. Because I maybe we talking about different things.
Now, if you're telling me that you got pieces that you putting out there that legit and that we can be a legit championship team, if you put me on the bench, then yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. Because it's a lot of teams that would love to have a 6-man that can score like he's a starter. And I feel like that's what Jalen Green is. But at the same time, you got to convince me that you got to show me that everybody out here is clearly better than me.
Okay. That's where the disconnect is.
What we trying to accomplish.
Y'all think he can start. Chris think he can be the third guy. I think he's a 6th man. I think if he's gonna be on this Rockets team, if they're competing for a championship, he's gonna have to be on the bench. And it needs to be 2 guys that can score just as good as Sengun, if not better.
Good luck finding that.
Yeah, hey, it's hard winning championships. Now, if y'all just want them to be a good team,
I just think that's a little bit of a stretch to now all of a sudden that he can't be at least a third option on a championship team.
Yeah, come on.
I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
He too boom or bust for that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said the 6-man Jordan Poole route.
He's too boom or bust from the 3, but if he doesn't do anything else consistently, but still score in the mid range and get to the paint as a third option, I can't be mad at you. Can't be mad at that.
So is Jordan
he's
Poole
doing
the
what
third
he's
guy
been
when they won
known
the
that he's
championship?
good at, and he's doing it as a third option.
So is Jordan Poole
Jordan Poole's
third guy?
man.
That's what I'm saying. And they won that championship. That's the type of role. That's the type of role Jalen Green needs.
You got Jalen Green as a Jordan Poole-like guy?
Yes, he's dazzling us now. 5 games from now, he's gonna go on a decline again. He's gonna be shooting 40 from the field like he done his whole career, 30 from 3 like he's done his whole career. He's always just looking real good in the stretches. He gonna go back to being bad. That's what I'm saying. We talking about him right now while he's doing good. He's gonna go back to being bad.
Okay, all right.
Paolo return to the Magic. So the Magic, hey, Chris, we never gave you your props for the Jamal Mosley Coach of the Year. We think this is the year. You picked him last year, a little bit premature, but this is probably the year. Jamal Mosley Coach of the Year, because this is the most injury-riddled team in the league. Me and Chris have kind of said that they the new culture team instead of the Heat now. Paolo, does he make the Magic contenders in the East?
That's my
question, y'all. Okay.
Yes, he makes them contenders in the East. There's gonna be teams that are scared to see them. Well, now that they have Paolo, do you see he coming in fresh off missing all them games? He hitting clutch shots down the stretch.
Everybody below the Magic should be disgusted themselves.
Yeah, it's embarrassing the way they've kept themselves up in the standings without their 2 guys.
Because I'm just looking at the standings right now, and it's like y'all are really telling me that. I mean, of course, the Cavaliers and the Celtics is in the, but y'all really telling me these dudes are sitting at a 4th seed and gonna have home court advantage if the playoffs stop right now with 2 of their top dogs hurt at the same time.
Yep. That's what I was saying.
The Pacers, who I don't think been missing too many people, the Bucks, the Heat, yeah. I don't know if this says more about the rest of these dudes or if it say more about the Magic. It might say more about the rest of these dudes because there's no way.
I think it's the opposite. I think the Magic is just we seen it last year. When they lost to Cleveland in 7 games,
coach of the year.
When they top 2 players was 2 of their top 3 players, Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner last year, when they were playing terrible in the playoffs, and they still took Cleveland Cavaliers. We see what Cleveland doing this year. I just think this could be possibly a top 3 team in the East, and they could potentially knock out Boston. I think they would still have trouble with Cleveland, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make a conference finals run this year. I'm going to just go on and say it.
I'm not mad at it, bro, because like I said, ain't nobody in the East just like convinced me. Like even with Milwaukee, like even with that little run they went on and they was getting their shit together, ain't nobody just proved to me that they just gonna be like the only team that I think that everybody just questioning if they're gonna do something is the Knicks. I think that's literally the only team that people are saying like, are the Knicks gonna be the team outside of Cleveland that we look at that could, possibly take out Boston? And I think the only reason why everybody was saying that, of course, is because all the injuries that's happened to Orlando. But now it's like I think you got to bring Orlando back into the mix, because ain't Franz coming back this season too?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah, so I think once they come back,
that's the thing. The Magic weathered the storm.
They literally lost
bro, and that's all that matters. If you can get through literally November and December, you know what I'm saying, and like it's January. Literally, once you get past the All-Star break in February, March, like they're gonna be healthy by then. But it's like even still, it's like you said, coach of the year. I think he should have won it last year. He damn sure better win it this year.
It's going to Kenny Atkinson, because he's gonna win all them games for Cleveland. But I think Mosley deserves it.
Yeah, but then we talking about somebody with a beat up team and
honestly,
as good as Cleveland is. top 4 seed, as beat up as they've been.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna rule Mosley out, bro. I get the Atkinson thing, but it's like,
I get the Atkinson thing, but it's like, come on now.
Bro. They quit on
we
bro.
talking about
the Pistons looking good now too.
The Pacers, the Bucks, the Heat, all playoff teams last year, all have been relatively healthy, and they all below them, and both of their top dogs been out.
Yep. It's crazy. It really is. And see, the thing is, I think the Knicks should be scared to see the Magic in a playoff matchup.
Knicks can't beat the Magic.
The Magic are a big team too. The Magic can be big and physical with you too, especially when Franz come back. And when they got everybody out there, I think they can go blow for blow with them.
And the thing is, they can do it without Franz. That's the crazy part. They probably ain't gonna make it to the conference finals without
Imagine
Franz.
when he gets back there. Imagine when Franz gets back there, because the difference between Cleveland and Boston, between everybody else, in my opinion, is they got size between everybody. Yeah, Milwaukee has it too, but Brook Lopez ain't the same. He's not the same. He's what 37, 38 years old. He ain't the same Brook Lopez. When you look at who they got at their 4 and their 5, that's the difference between them and everybody else. And Orlando has pieces at the 4 and the 5 that can go at anybody. And then when you just add Paolo, and they added who they add, KCP this offseason for their shooting problems.
KCP. Mm-hmm. He been trash.
I like Jalen Suggs. He's still doing his thing. Bro, they can go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Paolo in his last 2 games, the first 2 games back, 27, 8, and 5, shooting 55 and 60% from the field and from 3. Bro, it's just a dog, bro. He's just a dog, man. And for the season, he's at 28,
27 minutes. In 27 minutes.
And 41. Yep. I just think, man, like, I honestly, hey, man, they lucky. The NBA is lucky that these dudes ain't been healthy all year. That's all I'm gonna say. Just because they match up well with anybody, even Boston, even Cleveland. Cleveland is probably their toughest matchup because they literally match up size for size with them in terms of bigs.
Yeah,
but I think they
can avoid them. Yeah, hopefully they can. They may not be able to avoid them, but they get the Knicks and they get that 3rd seed from the Knicks or something like that, and they can avoid Cleveland. They got a good path to that conference finals.
I was just gonna say that, and I think they got action, bro. Like we got to quit playing with the Magic, bro. Even with and without injuries, they look like the culture team. And then Paolo Banchero, like these numbers look like they gonna hold up. To come back from an injury, he ain't played since when? When is Paolo? When was Paolo? How long Paolo was hurt?
It's been months. A minute, months, yeah.
To come back and be this efficient and still be like, I don't know, man. I think this team, sky's the limit. Okay, and yeah, I'm do my prediction. They made the conference finals this year. That's what I'm saying. That's my hot take. The Magic made the conference finals, bro.
Okay.
Knicks pretenders. Because I'm sorry. I'm not feeling the Knicks, bro. I think they pretenders. They a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna be hovering around that top 4 the whole year. But man, they ain't win no damn championship.
No, I don't really see them as true contenders. I don't really see them as, oh, they have a really good shot at making the finals. No, they don't. I don't even think they have the best shot. I could see them going out 2nd round. It would not surprise me.
And did you see that? It's a post going around where they got 5 of the top 10 players in minutes played.
That's all they do. That's that Tom Thibodeau for you, man. It's that Tom Thibodeau for you.
I think that's sad because we just been talking about all the people that's been missing games. They've been relatively healthy all year, the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Knicks to I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just think I thought this would look way better defensively for the Knicks, but they got killed by Cade. Cade damn near put a 40-piece on them, man. Like that was bad.
That's really the thing because Mitchell Robinson still ain't back yet, is he?
No.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be the common. I think that might be what they need to get their defense back because we see. I mean, look, Cat ain't gonna do it. He's just not. And the only way that you're going to be able to really just improve your defense if you just got a defensive anchor in the paint because you're not going to get it from too much anywhere else. Because, I mean, look, if I had to play that goddamn many minutes, I wouldn't be trying to play defense either. Because why am I playing so much?
They don't have a bench.
I'm playing this much and still getting all these shootouts.
My thing, I like what you said about the Mitchell Robinson piece, but nah, bro. If Mitchell Robinson is important for your team, Mitchell Robinson ain't played a
I'm just talking
full
about for the
season,
defensive side of
postseason.
the ball. They clearly
He
can
don't
score,
play. He just
but
don't play.
it's
He's
just,
another one of them dudes. He's
and I
not gonna be
also
healthy.
feel like that, and I feel like that's another reason that the Knicks are in the position that they in, because they've been so dependent on the dude that's not been available.
Mhm.
Every year we talk about the Knicks, his name is brought up because we worried about, is he gonna be able to play? And yeah, we know what he can do, but it's like they steady are dependent on people that are not available. It's like, I ain't gonna hold you. You should have tried to see if you could ship Mitchell Robinson for a big that can actually be on the court. At this point, I don't even care if he scores. He even get no points from Mitchell Robinson while he's on the sideline anyway. You should have just got you a decent defender. If you was gonna do the move that you did for Cat, you should have tried to get off of Mitchell Robinson's ass and actually get you a big that can play, because you keep depending on somebody that ain't there.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like they fucked themselves when they got rid of Isaiah Hartenstein. That's who they should have kept, but hey, clearly they weren't going to pay that price tag that the Thunder paid for him. So,
they shouldn't have paid that.
But that's what happens when you put all your chips, when you put all your eggs in one basket on one dude that ain't been available for you.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that because Chris just brought up Mikal Bridges.
I think Isaiah Hartenstein would have did the same exact thing for Cat like he's doing for Chet.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing down in the paint. He's in the 5 and he's able to stretch the floor. He would have been able to do the same thing.
Yep. I
was going to say, because Chris brought up Mikal Bridges, y'all think if they could literally redo it, y'all think they would have re-signed Hartenstein and just not did the Mikal Bridges trade if they could redo it?
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Logistically, I don't know.
I definitely think that would be cool.
That's how I would want it. You know, I want Hartenstein, Cat, everybody else.
Because my thing is, I think if they would have did it like that, you would have been able to have Hartenstein and DiVincenzo. You just didn't have to do them. They didn't have to do the Mikal Bridges thing. Oh, well, if they had to get rid of DiVincenzo, though, to get Cat, I think.
Probably.
Because Cat was part of that trade. So you still would have to give up DiVincenzo to get Cat. But it's like, if you're able to keep Hartenstein, you know, I don't think these games are always as close as they are, because as good as Cat is, we know he's not going to be exerting all his, energy on defense. Mikal Bridges is not exerting all of his energy on defense no more like he was when he was with Phoenix, when he had Monty Williams pretty much just letting him believe that he was nothing but an athletic defender. When a nigga done got a green light somewhere, it's hard to get him to cut that shit off. Yeah. He got that green light in Brooklyn. It's hard for you to go back when you got a little taste of that, chicken, and you want me to go back and eat crow. It's hard to go back to eating crow. It's just one of them things. Like, I agree with you on the Mikal Bridges thing. I think that's what I was just about to say. I think you would have been better off if you want to do the Cat trade. Cool, but I don't think you should have went out your way to go get Mikal Bridges. You should have paid Isaiah Hartenstein whatever money you using to take care of Mikal Bridges' contract.
Because you're not
gonna get the scoring, but
I agree.
Jalen Brunson 6'1", Josh Hart 6'4", Mikal Bridges 6'7", OG Anunoby 6'8", Cat 7 feet. That's small ass line.
God,
I'm just saying
that wasn't small when we first looked at it. Now,
no, it wasn't small if OG is the 3, if Cat is the 4, Mitchell Robinson is the 5, Josh Hart's the 2, or Mikal Bridges the 2, and Josh Hart coming off the bench.
Not every team has that, but yeah,
that's small, bro. Brunson and Hart 6'1" and 6'4" in the backcourt.
East, if you want to beat anybody in the East, you gotta have it. I mean, even just last year with their Pacers matchup, I mean, shit. Halliburton is what, 6'7", 6'6"?
Yeah, 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
And that's their point guard. So we started at the point guard position. Like, the Knicks are a small ass team. So, I mean, yeah, as good as they are right now, like when we talking about playoff basketball, where I really get to sit here, because these niggas, they already let it be known. Regular season, like, yeah, they, go through film and all this shit and practice and shit, but that shit don't really get serious till they get to the playoffs. So when I really sit here and get to analyze you for a 7-game series, that shit matters because now I know what you have and I know what you don't have, and I also know what I got. So if I know that you a small team, I'm going to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's
like you're
that's another
literally
reason why
going
the
to have to
Knicks ain't
shoot
being
over
guarded.
me if you think you're going to beat me. You're going to have to shoot over me.
Backcourt of 6'1" and 6'4" in today's NBA.
What's the point? They're exerting every bit of their energy on. Like if they need to make some moves and trade their line for a big, that's what they need. They need a big, like an actual big that can be in the paint, so that Cat ain't got to live out there. If Cat don't want to stay down there, shit, let him stretch the floor. Let him set a pick and roll and get out of Brunson way every now and then. Using the get ready to catch the oop, do something, but you need a big, like a solidified big.
Valanciunas.
I've heard
no.
What's old boy's name in Chicago? That's everybody's been talking about.
No, bro.
Vucevic?
No, you need somebody that can block a shot. You don't need nobody else that's trying to score the basketball. You need somebody that can block a shot and rebound.
Valanciunas ain't no shot blocker. Them dudes ain't no shot blockers.
Cat is a 7-foot, 260-pound power forward, man. You need somebody that can. You need a Walker Kessler. Bring in Walker Kessler or something like that.
It's crazy because Cat used to be a defensive anchor.
Cat was never a defensive anchor.
I'll even take a Mason Plumlee right now.
No.
Give me something. Somebody that's gonna get in the way.
So we all agree that the Knicks are pretenders.
Yeah, I don't see them
getting. I don't see them.
I don't see them contending for real. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I will be. So
when it comes to pretenders, like that means not even a conference
who
final.
They get in the first round, bro. They might get kicked out.
Yeah.
Not even the conference final.
No, not even a conference final. Like I said, they'll be depending on who they get in the first round, bro. They may get knocked out in the first round.
It's just hard for me to see them get into a conference final. It really is. I mean, think about the matchup. If they're the 3 seed, they play Boston. They're not beating Boston.
They got the Bucks right now. They'd have to play the Bucks right now.
Come on, man. I just don't see them.
They got to a 3 seed. They'd have to play the Bucks. So, and we can't just automatic. Oh yeah, they beat the Bucks. No, I ain't saying that.
In that second round, you playing Cleveland or you playing Boston. As long as they win, I don't see them beating them. None of them teams. I don't see the Knicks beating any of those teams. And even if they so happen to play the Magic, they're not beating them.
So y'all basically saying they going out potentially in the first round.
Potentially in the first round. Especially, I like Chris said,
if they have to see, if they got to see Giannis and the Bucks in the first round, bro, they probably could be a first. Like if this were to end right now and they had to play the Bucks in the first round, they could probably be going home in the first round.
I could see it for real.
I mean, literally, I'm looking at all these teams, and the only teams I'm really giving them hope for is if they played the Pacers because Halliburton can be stupid, the Heat because they're dysfunctional right now, and the Pistons because they're young. If we just talking about anybody in the top 8 right now, I don't see them beating. That's the only 3 teams I can really give them a nod to. Like just keeping it above. The Cavs, the Celtics.
Go out in the first round. This is gonna be pandemonium, bro. It's gonna be pandemonium, bro.
They gonna burn the city of New York. Boy, they gonna be walking the streets of New York with pitchforks and torches.
It's gonna be what they get.
Man,
they're gonna be climbing them. They're gonna be climbing up. They're gonna be climbing through Madison Square Garden like the Capitol building.
Knicks fans going. They go out in the first round. They still gonna be defending that Mikal Bridges trade.
No, if they defend Mikal Bridges trade,
I don't think you know a real Knicks fan. If Mikal Bridges play like shit, they gonna be not a real Knicks fan. Not a real Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty
They a
much a
little
wrap
different.
up
They not right in the
on
head.
our
They a little
NBA
mental.
topics.
Yeah.
That's the wrap up on our NBA topics. Now we can transition into the NFL topics. I'm gonna start with this. I don't give a damn. Before you leave, Chris, Cowboys head coaching search. Cowboys fan to Cowboys fan. Your initial reaction, hopefully, and then Chris, you could once we're done whining, I want you to jump. Dion, no, but go ahead, Chris.
Man, the Cowboys, bro, it's tough being a
You don't want
Cowboys fan,
Dion,
man.
You want Dion?
It's ridiculous being a Cowboys fan out here, man. When we got to deal with this owner Jerry Jones who don't know what he doing. If you was gonna move off McCarthy, move off that dude so we can interview some real candidates, man. Interview Ben Johnson early, interview Aaron Glenn early. Like, what are we doing? If
That's
you
why I
knew he
want
was gonna be
everybody.
off, yeah. If you knew he was gonna be off Mike McCarthy, why were you even playing this big song and dance and telling him no, don't interview with the big bro? Come on. And do I want Dion? No, I do not want Dion. Now it'd be real exciting and fun to watch and cool for media wise and all that stuff, but football wise, I don't see it working because Dion's gonna want to do things his way, and Jerry's not gonna allow him to do that.
That's not why Dion won't be successful. Dion ain't no goddamn good coach, man. Stop that.
I think Dion
he gonna want to do things his way.
I think Dion could be fine in the NFL if he wanted to, depending on what he has. But he's not a guy I'm willing to take a flyer on, especially right now. He should stay in college. That's to where he'll be his best. But I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't want him though.
He's not.
I think what's going. There's guys I want. I want Ben Johnson. I want Aaron. I want them dudes from the Lions. I want I'd even take
Flores or Aaron Glenn. I don't even know about Ben Johnson, man.
I'd even take Cliff Kingsbury right now. Like,
no, oh my, see now you can't.
I ain't capping, man. I'll take anybody. I take anybody that can actually do something and is competent. But don't bring me no old guard. Don't bring me no Ron Rivera. Don't bring Jay Gruden through this door. Do not do all this stuff that I'm gonna be sick of, man. I don't want to see it. And don't. But
that was kind of crazy. I seen people still interviewing. No, I was about to say that is kind of wild. I still see people interviewing Ron Rivera for jobs, and it's like he ain't done nothing in his recent coaching to show me that he should be interviewed for anything. Like, no. I don't think he's been coaching anything.
Dude, I'll take Robert Saleh, bro. Please, anybody, dude. I don't want to see.
I don't know why nobody's throwing his name out there. That's
nothing. That's no
keep going.
Coach.
I don't want to see Jason Witten either. I don't want to see him as no head coach. I think Jerry and them in Jason Witten.
That's ridiculous.
They're definitely intrigued by it because he's doing all this stuff in high school, and they definitely love their former guys. But I don't want to see him as my head coach. He can come and coach some tight ends or something like that. But please don't do that.
That's exactly the only thing he can come in and coach. That's the only thing he can come in and coach.
Man,
say, look, the only former Cowboy I'll even think about taking. You bring Tony Romo and you let him be a quarterback coach. You let him be an offensive assistant, something like that. But other than that, please don't bring no former Cowboy. Definitely don't bring in Jason Garrett. I don't want to see nobody. I'd rather have Mike McCarthy back than a lot of these guys from the old guard. But bring me somebody that's actually competent and can do things and actually give them the power to do things, and don't let Jerry try to run everything. That's my thoughts on it. So
I think as long as Jerry in there, it's over with, man. He got to step down, bro. Just like Lee Corso in college football, Bill Raftery in college basketball, Joe Biden in president, bro. These dudes are just too old to be doing their jobs, man. It's an age thing. Chris, I know you know what I'm saying, you don't care about the Cowboys. From outside looking in, how you feeling about the Cowboys coaching search, man?
I mean, I'm with Chris. If you just knew, I mean, I feel like they tried to get to a number, but even still, I'm just, even when you trying to get to a number, you can still allow him to go, dibble and dabble and see what else is out there. But I think for them just trying to portray like, oh, they was going to get a deal done, that just made them look bad, just first off. But yeah, I'm with Chris. I don't want to see Deion Sanders there. Like, at this point, the Deion cloud is just starting to get a little ridiculous. is like, yes, he's gotten better and better every year that he's been a coach in college. We know that he won a championship when he was coaching Jackson State or HBCU. He's gotten better, these 2 years in Colorado. Clearly his first year was what it was. He got better this year. But can we stop trying to jump him to be an NFL coach before he actually wins something on the collegiate level? I understand that he won that SWAC championship at that HBCU, but nobody's going to look at your resume and like, oh my gosh, you won a SWAC championship. Like, can we see him coach a team without your son being the quarterback and see you have some success before we just be ready to crown him like, oh yeah, he's ready to coach an NFL team? I just don't think he's had enough success as a coach, nothing else, as a coach for us to try to jump him in front of a lot of other people.
Like I was telling Chris, Deion, I don't think Deion's a good college coach. I think he's mid. He's mid. The Big 12 was wide open, man. Cam Scatterboo won the Big 12 by himself.
Look, to me, this is my thing. Like with Deion's first 2 years of Colorado, we clearly know that it was revolved around. Well, no, hold on. I think you run the shit out the way you want to run the shit. I don't mind you, but I think a lot of them kids that you came in there and just told automatically that they weren't gonna be there and all this yada yada yada. I'm sorry. I don't know where the hell Boulder, Colorado is, but it sounds like it's some country-fed motherfuckers out there that you should have had on that goddamn offensive and defensive line while your son was running for his life all the goddamn time, and your football team kept getting the ball ran down their throat. I just think that he still needs to actually learn how to run a program before we just going to sit here and send him to the league. Now, coaching, I think he just coached what he had. But sometimes with a lot of these players, like they know how to play the game, but they don't know how to evaluate certain talent. We clearly know he knows how to evaluate DB talent because we see who he has and we know the position he played. But outside of that, bro, I don't see anybody outside of his two sons, the skill positions at the wide receivers, of course, and Travis that just made me say, oh, yeah, he's NFL ready. He's NFL talent. I don't see nobody on the linebackers getting drafted. I don't see his running backs getting drafted. The only ones I see that he clearly let me know that he put a lot of time in was Shador, Travis, Shiloh, and that other wide receiver. I can't remember that boy name that he tells a story about his pops in jail and everything like that. But outside of them, bro, I just don't see the time that's been put into you went and got all these ex-NFL players and ex-NFL coaches on your staff, but what does it turn into? I don't see splash plays from nobody outside of the guys I just named. So until you show me that you can get a group of young kids together,
Benton Green,
I don't want to see you coaching grown men.
Wonkwo.
Man, bro, Deion is more of a skill position coach in college and in the NFL, bro.
Yeah,
and like I said, the only way
I agree with you.
Like him being
it must be a slight delay. It must be a slight delay or something.
I think so.
It must be.
I don't know.
Let me try to come back and hop back in. It might be me.
Because my whole thing with Deion, it's like he's more of a showcase coach right now, more of a skill position type of coach. I'm just not going, bro. He's never done anything that's great. Now, if he would have won the Big 12 this year, it was wide open. He got the best player in college football. Yeah. He got one of the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in college football. Big 12 was wide open. Like I said, Cam Scatterboo won the Big 12 by himself at Arizona State. Yes, I'm sorry. So this was his year to prove us his actual coaching mettle. He didn't do it. He lost his bowl game where most of these dudes is going to the league sit out. That's why I'm saying. That's why it was a big deal to me because most people don't even play these bowl games. Nobody cares. But Travis Hunter played, Shador played. They both are going to be top 5 picks. And you couldn't even win the bowl game against a team that's been terrible. So it's like all that matters, man. All that stuff matters, dog.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it still delaying or what it sounded like?
No, I think he's sounding good.
Can you hear us in real time?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Bet.
But we were just saying, like Dion, I think in the NFL and college, he's more of a skill position coach. He can focus on a few guys, get them few guys to where they need to be. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I feel like get them dudes gone and let's see if he can still have some success before we just start putting him ahead of all these other people. Because we're not going to sit here and act like we don't know who this has been about the whole entire time. We're just not. We're not going to sit here and act blind to it. Like, yeah, it's Dion. So it sounded real good. It was good for people to talk about. But we're not going to sit here and pretend that we don't know what this is, man. You're trying to make sure you set your people up for success in the NFL. And I ain't mad at it, but I'm not finna sit here and put you on a pedestal for that because you still haven't won anything. So, yeah, you can show off their talent, but you've done nothing.
I want to show y'all this. It's TJ Houshmandzadeh.
When the Cowboys lose, who take all the
Is that TJ?
Coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
The coach. Why would I want to go coach the Cowboys? Because if I leave, I'm probably done as a head coach in the National Football League.
Trying to, how do I start
and if we win, Jerry Jones did a great job with the roster. Man, I don't want to coach the Cowboys. Why would I if I'm prime? Why? So, I heard Jordan Schultz just say it's a prestigious and coveted job. And the Cowboys is a dead-end job.
Oh, whoa.
Straight up and down.
I ain't see that coming.
No. Look. Dead end. Nowhere to go. And I'm going to just take you through the history.
Give it to me.
Don't listen to me. Who was the head coach before Mike McCarthy?
Garrett.
Jason Garrett. Did he get another job after that? Who was the head coach before Jason Garrett? Wade Phillips. Did he get another job after that? Who was the head coach before Wade Phillips? Parcells. Did he get another job after that? The Cowboys' job is a dead-end job.
You cooking? You done cooking?
It's a dead-end job. Every coach before Mike McCarthy wanted another job. Did they get one? No, they didn't. It's a dead end. What happened when you hit a dead end? What you do? Where I'm going. Now, we think Mike McCarthy gonna get one.
We think.
Let's see. It's a thankless job. Like when the Cowboys win, who get all the credit? The owner. When the Cowboys lose, who take all the blame? The coach. Why would I want to go coach the Cowboys? Because if I leave, I'm probably done as a head coach in the National Football League. And if we win, Jerry Jones did a great job with the roster. Man, I don't want to coach the Cowboys. Why would I if I'm prime? Why?
So
I mean,
he's saying like another head coaching job because if he's saying head coaching job, he's capping. Because Jason Garrett did coach for a year in the Giants after that job.
He wasn't the head coach. He was
Wade Phillips did go win a Super Bowl with the same
Jason Garrett was not no head coach though.
I thought he was a head, or was he offensive coordinator?
He was offensive coordinator.
Wade Phillips and Garrett got a coordinator job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Is he talking about head coach?
He's talking about head coach.
Because he's making it sound like they just didn't have another job, period.
Yeah, I know. But like, yeah, in that instance, no, you right when Wade Phillips, he did win a Super Bowl.
Jason, I ain't gonna hold you. Bill Parcells was just old. So that's why he probably wasn't looking for another job. Jason Garrett got another job, but that just showed us that Jason Garrett just sucks. And Wade Phillips, shit, he went and won a Super Bowl with the same player that y'all had, and went and got him a ring because he knew he wasn't gonna get it there. I think people's forgetting that Wade. People can say what they want to. I'm calling it. DeMarcus Ware followed Wade Phillips out there to Denver to get him a ring.
He got it.
And and it's still Cowboys fans that's accepting DeMarcus Ware as a Cowboy. I'm like, y'all niggas crazy.
I mean,
Chris, one of them. Look at him. Look, Chris, one of them. Like DeMarcus Ware. That's a Bronco.
Hey, going to Hall of Fame. Who gonna put on his
DeMarcus Ware is a Bronco. Huh?
I mean,
going to Hall of Fame. Who's going on his bus first?
None of those Cowboys coaches was premier candidates in any other job before they went to the Cowboys anyway. So I think that's null and void. Jason Garrett was never a sexy pick for a head coach. He's never been the sexy guy to go for a head coaching position. Same with Wade Phillips. Bill Parcells was already past it by the time we got him. So I think it's easy to pick them last few coaches because nobody wanted them in the first place, before or after.
I don't think that was a good take. Jason Garrett just. Yeah, I mean, I think Jason Garrett just legitimately, he just sucked. Like, nobody was going to ask him to coach their football team.
Yeah.
Everybody knew why he got that job. It wasn't no secret. And everybody knew why he kept it for so long. It wasn't no secret. Like, so I just think that the examples that he using ain't good excuse. They sound good for TV.
That's all.
Yeah, it sounds good for TV. It's not the best job due to the fact you got to deal with Jerry, and you may not have all the control that you want necessarily. And the talent just isn't there on the roster right now in certain areas, but somebody gonna take it.
Yeah. I hope it's
this is my thing.
Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
So when it just comes to me for the culture for the Cowboys, I just feel like that whoever the Cowboys look at, me personally, because I was thinking about this today, I do think they probably should go for a defensive-minded head coach that'll put the offense in their coordinator's hand, just the offensive coordinator they trust. I do feel like that'll be the best situation for the Cowboys, considering that just for the most part, a lot of defensive-minded coaches, they focus on the defense and they want to run the ball. The Cowboys need a run game, man. So if nothing else, if you got to try to get somebody in this draft again, if you got to go move up and get old boy from Boise State, I feel like that the Cowboys dropped the ball by not drafting Braylon Allen and allowing the Jets to get him last year. I think they need to try to go for a top receiver in this year's draft.
I love Ted.
Cool.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Yeah, and there's a lot of them too. So it's like, I think if there was a draft to try to go get one
D tackle, this is a good D tackle draft, and it's not gonna be too many of them going for a D tackle, bro.
I think
we can get Cam Scatterboo in round 2 or 3. Defensive tackle and Cam Scatterboo, bro.
I think so. If you get a defense, I think if you, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I still think to this day that I just don't think y'all got a defensive coordinator that really know how to utilize some of y'all players. I feel like
Mike Zimmer was terrible.
And mainly
he was okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Mike Zimmer was terrible. And as good as coaching Dan Quinn, as good as he had their defense plan for the long time, he still didn't really utilize those real fat boy D tackles.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have
run stopping D tackles.
We don't have the best run stopping.
No, y'all had one. Y'all made him lose weight. You had one.
Wow, Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith making him lose weight was bad.
Mozzie Smith came in as a fat boy, and they made that nigga lose weight. And the only reason why I know about him is because my homeboy followed him religiously because he came in hurt, but his weight was the reason why he was hurt. He was a dominant D tackle at his weight, and they made him lose so much weight. It was like he weighed more like a DN. He wasn't able to do what he was supposed to do against a big center and a big guard and D tackle at his weight. He lost too much weight. I still don't think that y'all had somebody that knows how to utilize y'all's talent. Because why would you make him lose all that weight?
I don't know why.
I need to see my D tackle with his stomach hanging out his jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Yeah, drafting him in the first round and then telling him to lose weight. That didn't make sense to me.
Why draft him so high and then change what got him there?
Yeah.
I just think that y'all haven't had because mind you, he lost weight under Dan Quinn, under his defensive regime. That's when they made him do all them changes. I think y'all need to get a real defensive-minded coach that knows how to use the best out of these players.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason why he should have lost all that weight, and that's what got him drafted. Why change it? Why change what wasn't broke?
Okay.
You went and picked him up and made him do all that for what? He's not even as effective as he should be.
Okay.
That's crazy work.
Cowboys, so
All right.
I mean, we needed. I like Aaron Glenn for Detroit as a defensive coordinator. He was defensive coach. He'll solve that problem. I think we need a defensive tackle. I
And
think we need
even with him, bro, look at what he's doing with everything that he's lost.
Yeah.
That's what
look what he's doing with everything he's lost. If there was anybody that should have been at the top of anybody's list, that should have been.
I like Flores too. For
hey, no, and ain't nobody throwing his name out. Well, we know why they ain't throwing his name out there.
Yeah.
And look how that worked out for Tua.
Man, had 2 good years, and now look at him.
Yeah.
He went from
go ahead,
gang signs, man.
No, I was finna drop my predictions real quick before I dip up out of here. I was finna say Washington's finna get smoked. Eagles finna get smoked too.
You a hater, and I agree with you on Eagles. You hating on Jayden Daniels. I agree with you on the Eagles, though.
Finna get smoked. And Lamar finna take down Josh Allen. And DJ, you got to eat crow. And Chris gonna be coming on here dancing on you next week.
Yeah, all right. We gonna see you a Jayden Daniels hater, but I'm actually with you on the Eagles, though. But all right, Chris.
All right, I'll see y'all. Y'all have a good NFL segment.
All right.
Dang. He said they
so
get smoked.
We got Wildcard weekend recap. I guess we can just do the biggest takeaways from each game. I'm just gonna go over them. Chargers, Texans. I'm gonna just say this. Maybe Justin Herbert, not who I thought he was. And
I was really mad at that game because I was like, there's really nothing to really kill you on because I can kill you on either one of them, but you're still gonna come out with a win regardless, no matter who do what.
Yeah,
that's why I was really mad. But I was like, whatever. He been on his little CJ train anyway lately, so at least he can admit that boy Jay Herbo ain't who he thought he was.
The only thing with Justin Herbert is because Will Dissly was terrible too. He was dropping the ball and then he fumbled the ball in the air and it resulted in a pick. But I think Justin Herbert, like once people start dropping the ball, I think he just got rattled, bro. He just started throwing that thing. I think his weapons has been bad all year. I think they were rebuilding team anyway. So it was Justin Herbert's fault. The pick 6 to McConkey was terrible. But I just still think his weapons were bad and they rebuilt it.
They skills. They receivers are just. I mean, I be trying to, but it's like because you know how I am because I talk about Lamar and his list of receivers he done had, every year. This damn near may be as bad as the receivers he had on his roster his first year outside of Hollywood Brown. I mean, when you just look at everybody else he had on that roster, like his first full year starting, this may be just as bad, if not worse. I don't know. Because, I mean, I like Lad McConkey. He has flashes. But at the same time, I just don't think this offense just ain't nothing special for the type of quarterback that you got. It's like y'all don't try to take no risks. Ain't no real big explosive plays. And it's just hard to say that with these close games that they had, but it's like they really built on just running the ball and defense when you got, I mean, as big as a Justin Herbert hater I am, he's still a talented ass quarterback. We'd have seen him put up numbers. We'd have seen him make throws. And I think they just this was a wasted year for him. I don't think they really put him in a position to do too much. I think it was just real basic. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really get the opportunity to like showcase nothing. Like it's like no matter what the talent is out there, I feel like Justin Herbert can be the type of quarterback that if he needs to extend plays or do something special, he can do that. It's just I don't think they, with this new Jim Harbaugh thing, I don't know if he just really got that leash like that. I don't think he want him doing too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it ain't
so
some
what
type
was your
of
biggest takeaway in this game? Because I think I do think
outside of all that, the Chargers are still terrible, but I mean, but even still on the other side with the Texans, and I already told you this, I think CJ's too relying on that Nico Collins because it's like, how in the hell y'all really gonna keep playing zone against this dude?
You can't do that.
Now, hold on.
He
The
only
only reason
got
why I
Nico.
say that is this.
Only got
The
Nico.
only reason why I say this. The only reason why I say it is this. If I can see it, why not the Chargers seeing it? It's literally like all the big plays I saw him make, like them down the field plays. Why are y'all not doubling this man up? It's like y'all playing a zone defense, and he's literally catching it in between the corner and the safety. Like, because I went back and watched it, I'm like, I think the Chargers just played dumb defense against them. And we've already talked about us not having faith in these big name defenders, like top paid defenders that they got over there on their squad. But I think Derwin James, for as much shit that I give they DBs, he was the best one on their team.
Him and Khalil Mack. They was all good. I thought him, Khalil Mack, and Bosa was all good. But that's those the only three. I think that's the problem. There is a 3-man unit on defense, and that's not good enough. Because remember, what did we talk about before this game?
Work.
We was like, do they have a number one corner? We literally kind of talked about this. And I said, what they gonna have to force feed Nico, and if they can do that, they could win this game. What they do? Force feed Nico, they win.
And I think the Chargers should have known that. But that's why I'm just saying, like, I wonder if he's gonna be able to do that against a defense that ain't so stupid. As great as that connection is, like we said, like, you know, you did the argument saying that's probably one of the top, you know, a top quarterback receiver connection in the league. And I agree with you. I put him up there. Shit, as much as people gonna hate, they up there with Dak and CD because it wasn't too much that they could do. It was the Dak and CD show. But it's like, when somebody gonna be smart enough to know, okay, if we gonna get beat, let's not let 12 beat us. Make him throw the ball somewhere else. I feel like they too scared to get beat by anybody else. I feel like they get and he's not even there.
Yep.
He's not there. So it's like, I think they're so scared to get beat by anybody else that they'll still gamble and do zone or do one-on-one coverage. And I'm sorry, if I see my dog in one-on-one coverage, I don't give a damn what scheme you're in. I'm throwing that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it up to my number one receiver, especially if he's a dog.
So if you was a Chargers,
somebody that just,
if you was a Chargers fan, would you be optimistic or would you be pessimistic about how the season ended after this game?
The only way you can be optimistic is that you got to, or actually, no, I'll take that back. It's like, I really don't think you can, because at one point it was really just a 2-team race in the AFC West between the Chiefs and the Chargers, you know, since Justin Herbert has been there. But now you got the Broncos coming. You got Bo Nix. You got Sean Payton. They also made the playoffs. Yeah, they got shellacked too, but now you got somebody else to worry about, because, I mean, look at the teams that we thought was going to make the playoffs that didn't, that just based off of last year. We ain't see Miami in there. Everybody had the Jets high on their pedestal. We don't see Cincinnati in there. So now it's more talent, and unfortunately, one of the teams are in your division. So when you thought you just had to worry about the Chiefs and Mahomes and these and you know, you knew that you had the Raiders that was dysfunctional. You knew you had the Broncos that had all these bozos at quarterback. You was like, well, at least if nothing else, we can fight for a wild card spot, because we know we're gonna get some dubs on them. You can't even depend on that no more. Like, you're literally becoming damn near what the AFC North grew to be what it is now. Like, that's what I feel like the AFC West is starting to become right now.
So you don't think, even though it looked like they were supposed to be in a rebuild situation, I thought the Chargers was going to be horrible the whole year. You don't think there's nothing to, you don't like the solid foundation they built? What should they target in the draft, in your opinion? You got to get a receiver, right?
You got to get some skill players. You got to get some skill players. I mean, I feel like maybe another defensive lineman to go on the next to Joey is never going to hurt. When you got two people that can go and get the quarterback, you know, you can leave them in on every play to stop the run, but you definitely got to get some skill players. I think the offensive line is fine.
Yeah, I do too. So I mean, I don't hate the Chargers, even though I hated them this year. I always thought they was probably going to start.
But even with that, bro, they got to do a little bit. They just got to do a little bit more offense. They just got to be more creative. Like, I guess that's kind of got to do what Chris said about the old guard, man. Like maybe he's just stuck in the ways and really, I mean, because look how he ran Michigan. They weren't flashy. They just played hard mouth football.
I didn't think him and Justin Herbert was a good match.
That style of football just unfortunately just is not going to work in today's NFL. You got to be a little flashy.
I told you I didn't like Harbaugh going with Herbert. I thought Herbert needed like a Cliff Kingsbury type of coordinator.
I think Harbaugh is more good for a culture and setting toughness, but he still, to me, has not adapted to the new way that people play, that football is played in the NFL. That's why I really think he got his championship at Michigan at the right time when the Big Ten was just, he had to worry about Ohio State and then just had to worry about the big dogs when he got to the national championships and the playoffs when it was still a 14 playoff, but he could still win the way that he played. Because I'm not going to hold you, bro. I understand that, smash mouth football is still effective in college and it can get you to the playoffs, but you weren't going to win a natty with that this year. Not this year. Not with a 12-team format. Somebody was going to beat you. You may have made it close, but somebody was going to beat you. So the only way that's going to happen, bro, is that if he puts all of his trust in his offense coordinator, allow him to be creative, allow him to make some plays. You have too good of a quarterback, and your quarterback done got paid. So you need to let him go out there and perform and do everything in his power to win the game. We ain't talking about no quarterback on the first, rookie contract. You paid him.
Okay.
So let him play. That's all I'm saying. Let him play. Because we're going to talk about him the same way we talk about everybody else that got paid. So you might as well let him lose, If I'm going to lose going out swinging. That's what I'm saying. Because it just looked like it just wasn't – it was over from the start. Like, it was close at first, but then after a while, it just they were stuck in their ways. So I'm like, why are y'all still trying to run the ball?
After that pick season, Justin Herbert was a deer caught in the headlights, man.
He was, bro. I think, and one of the things, bro, that's like one of the things where it's like you hate to see it, but it's like he knows that we're not winning this game.
Yeah. So you're not optimistic about the Chargers, even though they rebuilding. I get that, because they need more creativity.
Only because, bro, now I think they could be third in their division next year, just because of the offense.
Okay.
Yeah, I really feel like Denver could be the second team in that division next year.
Okay, we go
because Denver the third. I think Denver was third in that division, even though I think they had the same record, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. But the Chargers already had their playoff spot locked up, so it's one of the things. Sean Payton. If Sean Payton gets hold of some more offensive weapons, he's gonna use them. Hell, he the reason why goddamn Taysom Hill still stuck on contract right now, because with nobody else have paid him the type of money he's making.
Okay.
For a backup quarterback that's behind Drew Brees.
Okay, we got to get to Steelers, Ravens, takeaways from this game. My initial takeaway is it wasn't Russell Wilson's fault. It wasn't Russell Wilson's fault. That's my major takeaway from the Steelers. And I just want to get your thoughts on that. I
told you what I felt going into it.
I told you. I literally kind of told you this was how this was going to play out, bro. Like, the Steelers been bad for like 5 weeks going into this game. So I just think
it'll be years where like the Steelers are bad all year and we still find a year to lose to them. So, I had my reasons. So I just go based off of past history about these type of things sometimes. But, that's one of them games where I'm glad that's how we won it. I didn't need this to be a dogfight. Like, we needed to beat them the way that we beat them. You know what I mean?
I told you it was going to be like that. Because the Steelers just had major problems these last 4 or 5 weeks that I just couldn't ignore. So what do you think? What's going on with the Steelers? Because they had a spark. Man, I damn near thought they could be contenders before these last few weeks. I don't blame Russell Wilson. Man. And I think that's what a lot of people just go de facto blame.
And it is, but it's like, I really don't think we can
Russell
blame
Wilson?
too much. No. I'm saying that's what a lot of people are saying. that's the first thing they're going to. But I mean, they had a lot more problems. Like even like during the game, like, you know, TJ Watt, you know, messed himself up. Cam Hayward was hurt. But really, I think there's a lot of penalties also just on the defense killed them. Like, I think Joey Porter had so many pass interference and holding calls on him. I think it was just like, at that point, them boys just getting desperate. And mind you, it was like, I was just kind of worried how we was going to look without Zay Flowers. Yeah, I did see a difference just a little bit, but I really wasn't upset because we was getting production from where we were supposed to get production from. And I kind of saw what I have been wanting to see all year. You know, I saw it later on as the season went on, but
the difference in weapons was glaring. The difference in weapons.
Well, we finally
that was crazy.
Using both of our tight ends the way we're finally using both of our tight ends the way I wanted us to all year. I've said this and I've said this and I've said this. This could be the second coming of an Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski type of situation because of the tight end talent that you have. I felt like that's exactly what it could have been. And I saw, you know, I've seen glimpses of it, but they just don't stay as consistent as I would like with it. But it was just like everybody that was supposed to get involved got involved. Bateman is still doing his thing. I have to apologize to him because I've been clear about talking my shit for the past 2-3 years. And
I told you about
I'm just glad to see that he's been able to stay on the field healthy and we're able to see what he was supposed to be. So shout out to Bate. He almost got 10 touchdowns on the year. He ended with 9, but it's just for better things to come. We know Derrick Henry was being Derrick Henry. Minka Fitzpatrick felt that glove, unfortunately. So pretty sure he wasn't trying to see them.
Bro, he damn near tried to punch him twice.
So I'm pretty sure when we talk about a nigga getting pancake, was getting real pissed off every time he drove by IHOP. So we gonna shout out my boy Derrick Henry because he definitely put that boy down. And yeah, man, I just have to accept what I was. Now, what I will go ahead and concede that I was wrong about the motherfucking Broncos. I was thinking after that first scoring drive,
because before we move on, because that's literally the next game, I did want to say this because the Ravens was pretty much they played a perfect game, literally. The only thing about the Steelers, because everybody blaming Russell Wilson, I think they need more weapons. And I agree with your point on Joey Porter. The Joey Porter situation, he should not be your number one cornerback. And if they need a number one corner and another weapon on offense.
And what's crazy is I really wish I would have seen more of Calvin Austin before George Pickens got hurt. I don't know why them two couldn't produce on the field together when Pickens was helped, because we didn't hear too much of Calvin Austin, but once Pickens was gone, that's all we kept hearing was Calvin Austin. And even on top of that, why wasn't Mike Evans utilized a lot more? Like, it's just a lot of questions around this offense because it's like, I'm thinking Mike Evans hurt or something. Like, no, he ain't hurt. Y'all just ain't using him. So it's like, I feel like they have talent. Mike Williams. My bad. I keep saying Mike Evans and shit. But Mike Williams, he's there. Anybody saying he's hurt, he's just not being used. And it's just, I'm sorry. I'm just in the belief if you go get somebody and you don't use them, why'd you go get them? I don't care if you didn't waste like a lot of
It just
I think he caught a couple passes, but it's just like he'll go some games where they don't even look his way, and I just don't understand why there weren't more plays called for him, because unless there was something going on we don't know about, then I just don't know, because we're not going to act like that he wasn't a top receiver just last year when he was with the Chargers. The only problem with him is that he's been hurt, but the same way that Russ is throwing all these deep balls to Pickens, Mike Williams can catch those same balls, but Mike Williams can also run routes and catch contested catches because he's a big body receiver. So I just felt like that some of their offensive weapons just were underutilized. And on top of that, I feel like they waited too long to try to switch off of Najee Harris, because I think they tried to stick with him for too long when a lot of people were seeing the fall off before they switched over to Jaylen Warren, because he started struggling towards the end of the season too.
So before we move on to the Broncos, what should the Steelers focus on going into next year? What should change with them? And then we can move on.
If you want to go get another, wide receiver, see if you get somebody in free agency, go get another top dog in the draft, because that's the one thing the Steelers do very well is draft wide receivers. If you want to do that, that's cool. And then I just really think, with Cam Hayward being as old as he is, I think you need to get somebody else on that defensive line to help out TJ.
Over getting a corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they might be able to. I think that they may be able to go get them another corner, develop a corner, or find one a free agent, or even draft one, later on. But I'd put the D lineman over the cornerback.
Okay. Broncos, Bills.
I think Joey Porter I think he just some of the shit he's doing is just stupid. But I think the stupid stuff can be fixable. But yeah, we can move on.
Okay. Broncos, Bills. Really not too much to talk about. Bills kind of destroyed them. My only thing is I think Jared Cook is underrated. But Broncos. What do you see from the Broncos and what would you like to see from them going forward?
You talking about the Bills running back?
Yes. Bro, a dog.
Oh, James Cook, yeah.
What I call him? I said Jared Cook. James Cook.
Jared, some shit. I was like, hold on, who you talking about? From the Broncos, same thing. They need another receiver. I like Mims that Chris was talking about, but I don't like him as being my second best receiver. Again, I still think Courtland Sutton is that dude, but when you're clearly the best person out there, you're going to draw a lot of attention. And sometimes it's just hard to beat. You got as good as some of these dudes are in the league, when they constantly seeing double teams all day, it's only so much they can do. And I just think that's what he's going through. And those other dudes just aren't good enough to consistently get open and, make plays. So I definitely think they need to get, if you want to worry about your offense first, you need to get some receivers. I think you have some decent DBs, especially with Surtain back there. Mm-hmm. I think your secondary is, is pretty solid. So I would say go ahead and get Bo another receiver, and then see if you can slow up that front seven. I think that's like your number one and number two main things. Because
I like
the way they just got,
because I definitely think they need
I don't even see
receiver, but I think they need a tight end.
The Bills
and
is that
running
good.
back
Like
too.
defense is being like real good.
They pretty much need everything on offense. I think you give them another receiver, another tight end, give them a running back.
I think they running backs. Well, but again, I don't know, bro. It's like, because I feel like they running game was like, it was okay, but it's like they did bad against the Bills defense, who nobody talks about. Yeah. So it almost makes you kind of think like, I don't know. Maybe it was just an anomaly because you knew what they were gonna do was run the ball and throw the ball to Sutton. So I don't know. But they had that one drive, and after that, that was it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked about the Chargers. Are you optimistic or pessimistic with how the season went on? Because I think the Broncos is another rebuilding team that we didn't expect to be here.
I'm not gonna hold you. I definitely didn't expect the Broncos to even like the Chargers. I kind of expected just because of we knew the quarterback and the coach. I expected them to kind of be good. I thought that Denver was going to go through another bad year just like they did last year. But for them to make it as far as they did, and I know it ain't saying much, but for you to sweep a division, they did sweep the NFC South. That is saying something. So it's your first year as a quarterback. That is, that's saying something. So I definitely do. And, I mean, people can say what they want to because the only reason they got in really is because Kansas City gave up that last game. But even if they wouldn't have got in, I still would have been optimistic about them just because I've still been high on Bo Nix. I think he's going to do nothing but get better. And I think he has the perfect head coach in his ear. And I feel like that's really what Sean Payton needed. I don't think that Sean Payton was ever supposed to get a solidified vet in the game. I think that he needed to get his own young prospect, his own young protege, somebody that he can build from the ground up. Because that's pretty much how he got Drew when he got him. And we saw what he became. So that's why I kind of lean more towards that. I just like his head coach, who he has talking to him.
Okay. And I could argue Bo Nix looked the least scared and the best out of all the losing quarterbacks. So outside of Baker Mayfield. I like Bo Nix. I think he's solid for them. And I think the Broncos have a bright future as long as they get more weapons. That's basically what it comes down to. Packers, Eagles. I want to start it with this because even though the Eagles won, they pretty much was winning the whole game. I don't like what AJ Brown is doing. I think that shit is a problem because I just don't like complaining while you winning, bro. I just don't like it.
Yeah, bro. It's only so many passes you can give for it. And it's like I want to give another one because I'm like, I understand from the receiver standpoint, but it's like, bro, you got to get past that. You're winning. And I get it as a receiver. Like, sometimes you don't just want to be out there and recording 2 receptions for 30 yards or 5 for 45. Like, I get it, but it's like at some point you got to put this above you. Like, we trying to win a chip. Like, I guarantee you that you ain't gonna be just recording no 5 for no 35 when we make it to the Super Bowl.
Not every game.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's like sometimes, bro, as a receiver, you're in a dominant position. Your quarterback has to give you the ball. You're not going to touch it every play. So, yes, there may be some days, even on a team that we beat the shit out of, you may not touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, it's like, come on, bro. We all knew that. I mean, I ain't going to hold you. I ain't really watched this game because I kind of had a feeling because I kind of lost faith in the Packers a couple weeks ago because it's like they're good, but how good really are they? Because with their measure stick to me is their own division. And they literally have lost to everybody in their division. They've lost, even the Bears, they've lost to everybody. So that's why I didn't really feel too confident against the Eagles because I'm like, well, shit, I see the Eagles going toe-to-toe with everybody in their division that they can't beat. And even as good a game they played against Minnesota, it's still a loss to me. Like, you couldn't beat anybody in your division. So it's like I kind of saw this coming. I watched some of this game, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it. So, and I ain't even looked at no highlights. I ain't see who was following who. I don't know if Jair was following AJ everywhere. All I know is that Jalen ain't had to do too much, and they walked away with a dub.
I was just going to say,
won the game.
Don't be mad that we didn't have to do a lot to win. My thing is, if we can just run the ball 40 times and get out of here, let's just do it.
It's one thing if I threw for 350 yards and your stat line was still looking like that. I threw for 100 and some yards.
Exactly.
Like, did you want 100 of them motherfuckers? Like, goddamn.
My thing is, as long as you are the most targeted receiver, you got the most yards, you got the most receptions. And even if you don't, we're winning games. We're a run-first team, bro. You know that. But my thing is that the antics with the book thing, and now you're trying to come out and say
that's what's more crazy about the situation. Because I could understand it if it was like a Stephon Diggs that came over there and was acting like that because he got a lot of his production because of his targets and stuff like that. AJ Brown came from a run-first team. I think I think he's forgetting that you were second to Derrick Henry, who was getting 25 to 30 carries a game
on a mid team.
Mid, bruh. You made it to the playoffs twice. Now you had a good year. Don't get me wrong. You made it to an AFC Championship game, but you still wasn't the number one option like that.
Because Chris, you know what said that messed me up just right now? Because I'm like you. I only watched this game for a little while until I just realized the Packers was going to lose. But you know, the biggest story that came out this game was AJ Brown reading a book on the sideline, and that's
AJ
the
Brown
problem.
reading the book.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like this game was never in question. The game wasn't good. Jordan Love played bad. You didn't have to do anything on offense. You know, coming in, if we can beat them running the ball, that's what we're going to do. This game was never in question. Your targets didn't go to anyone else. This just had a cookie crumble. We ran them to death and we won the game. You are a story from a non-story type of game.
Saquon decided to give up a touchdown. Ran the ball so bad that he decided to give up a touchdown. Could have scored that last one. Decided to give it up.
It's just the fact that it's you becoming a bad vibes team. Now I don't even trust y'all to win the Super Bowl or get to know Super Bowl because I just think the antics. It's just you just a bad
crazy,
vibe
bro.
team.
Like I never thought that I would see more of a diva. I never thought I'd see more of a diva than a T.O. or Ocho or an Odell. I never thought I'd see a worse diva, bro.
So he has become the biggest diva damn near at the wide receiver position we've seen in the last 20 years, basically.
It's bad.
It's crazy. My favorite game, Commanders versus Buccaneers, really the only good game this whole damn weekend, if we just go keep it a book. Of course, Jayden Daniels ended up out dueling Baker Mayfield, and I've been telling y'all, bro.
Shout out to my nigga Baker, though, man. The nigga.
Yeah, he played good. He boomed Bobby Wagner too. He boomed Bobby Wagner.
Boomstick.
But I kind of had a feeling Commanders was gonna win this game. I think Jayden Daniels is special, and I think he has a higher ceiling than Lamar. I don't care what y'all say. I think Jayden Daniels has the potential to be the greatest black quarterback to ever play football. He has that potential, and he's going in that direction. Depending on how he play against the Lions, watch that become a thing. Jayden Daniels has potential to be the greatest black quarterback ever. Has any black quarterback ever won a championship, a Super Bowl?
I'm pretty sure.
I think the dude from the Redskins, but nobody only Doug Williams. Man, outside that, bro. How many great black quarterbacks we got outside of Lamar? We got Vic, McNabb. I ain't gonna say that's not a high bar, but Jayden Daniels could pass all them dudes, man. You don't think so? I know you're a Lamar guy.
You said what about it now?
I think Jayden Daniels could go down as the greatest black quarterback in the history of the NFL. He has that type of potential.
I don't know, man.
And he said, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, bro.
I'm just oh shit, nigga, we talking about as a black quarterback run, nigga. Fucking Russ won, duh.
Oh yeah, Russ, Doug Williams,
and Pat. But
Pat Mahomes.
I don't know, bro. I'm just because I did.
Well, I guess I'm saying greatest dual threat. But go ahead,
huh?
I was just saying. I said, well, I guess I'm going to say the greatest dual threat quarterback.
And the only reason why he may do that, bro, is because Lamar done chill so much on running, or well, not so much chill so much, but like well, no, he has chilled this year for sure. He chilled this year on running, but I mean, I'm still sticking with the. I mean, if you want to say dual threat, is I'm not gonna say nothing possible, but I mean, let me see what his numbers was this year. What Jayden numbers was this year.
But my thing is, we never seen a rookie quarterback. When's the last rookie quarterback you seen play like this, bro? Literally from start to finish of the year.
I mean, you talking about just first year starting? Or just pure rookie?
Damn near both. Look at these numbers.
I still can put Pat and Lamar over him, bro. They both won MVPs their first full season starting. And I'm talking about Lamar's first MVP where he had like 36 or whatever touchdowns and like 4, 5, 6 interceptions. Mm-hmm. Like that touchdown to interception ratio is damn near Aaron Rodgers like, and we gave him MVPs for that.
But the thing, so the difference between Jayden Daniels and Lamar is the throwing.
Yes, the throwing in the first year. You can say the difference is the throwing in the first year. Like you can say that he's clearly a better thrower, but you also have to take into account that even at this point in time in Jayden Daniels' career, he has still played a lot more football coming into his first year as a quarterback than Lamar had when he was in his first full year starting, even with Lamar sitting a full season. We forget how much football Jayden Daniels has actually played before he got to the league. And I think a lot of that matters. And I'm still not just going to completely put his first year over Lamar's, but he had a damn good first year, considering some of the teams he had to play.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but I'm not that quick to put him over Lamar over 1 year. The same way I wasn't quick to put CJ Stroud over Lamar after this first year, even after his full second year. Shit, I got receipts from you to where you was calling him ass before he finally found 12 in that game, because you was sitting there thinking, well, shit, he ain't doing nothing. I guess they finna lose. They really going toe-to-toe with the Chargers. You were sitting there scratching your head before they finally broke that game open.
Yeah.
But with Jayden, like I said, I like Jayden. He had a lot of, like I said, I didn't give him like no moral victories, but even a lot of his losses, he played some damn good games. So it's like, I see it. And on top of that, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, McDaniels just has a good supporting cast around him. When we're talking about just coaching and just what he has in the offense, I think he has a lot better than what Lamar had in his first year.
To do that. Did nobody think he had anything to work with coming into the year? We talked about this. Coming into the year, we was like, oh, he got McLaurin. The running backs weren't much to speak of. Who's his second receiver? Zach Ertz is old as hell. This supporting cast is not all that. We seen when Terry McLaurin got locked up, Jayden Daniels ran for 120. So, I mean, he's done put this team on his back, literally, like Superman. This ain't just, we won 12 games. It's a team effort. A lot of this was because of Jayden Daniels.
I'm not going to say that.
What? You're not going to say what?
I'm not ready to say that he just put the cape on and carried these niggas all season. I'm not ready to say that.
I'm not going to say
he's done a lot, but I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say he carried his team all season. I'm not ready to go that far.
Who were the all pro? Who was the all pro level players on his team? You had
what?
Did McLaurin get I'm trying to see who was the great players on his team.
Let me see.
I'm just saying.
No,
Brian Robinson.
I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, we finna talk about Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz was a great player. Or was it Jamison Crowder? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
The two people that made the Pro Bowl was Terry McLaurin and Jayden Daniels in the NFC.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
the two players that are clearly, if you want to talk quarterback to receiver ratio, those are the two that should have made it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I still can't just look at him because I do also have to look at they did build a solid defense to help him in his first year. Not saying that some of these other rookie quarterbacks ain't had the same thing, but when you just look at some of the pieces they got, and on top of that, I don't know where this came from, but you do have three. Bobby Wagner is a first alternate. He ain't make it.
Oh,
but if somebody that's no. Y'all want to I got to compare this to the NBA. Y'all wanted to give who was that? Lamelo that nod because he was or Trey, whoever that was, that nod because he was an alternate and somebody didn't make it, but y'all still gave him the credit of making it to an All-Star game.
I mean,
if somebody don't make it to this Pro Bowl and Bobby Wagner is able to start, I'm giving him the nod for this goddamn Pro Bowl.
Okay, I got the statistics right here. I give you that. Okay, Bobby Wagner, even though he's 40 years old, got boomed by Baker Mayfield. Okay, but why is it overall stats?
He got boomed, but remember what he do the next play? Got that ball out.
Look at this.
But go ahead. Let's see the numbers, man. Let's see the numbers.
Top 10 in all statistical categories on offense. Rushing and overall. The passing wasn't just the greatest outside of completion percentage and then interception percentage, which is both great. Completion percentage and interception, that's a quarterback stat. Clearly and easily. Look at this when it comes to the defense. 18th, 20th, 18th, 27th, 23rd, 20th, 30th.
Don't skip over them yards per game. That look like, what is that? Does that look like top 10 to me? Don't skip over that.
What's on?
What's that? Opponent's yards per game?
I mean, they 18.
Right underneath that.
Yeah, that's top 10. They were top 10.
That's all I'm saying. So hey, they top 10 is something.
But I'm just saying, man, the offense was way better than the defense statistically. I'm sorry. Clear as day. And a lot of that was because Jayden Daniels, man. I'm saying
I don't think I'm giving him credit, but like I said, I don't think it was all him. I think it was, it's a balanced run pass game, but the only reason why you have to give him more of the credit is because he's part of the run game. So exactly. I guess that's where I have to give him more of that nod. But a lot of, again, like it's kind of like Pat, Josh, Lamar-esque. All of it ain't design runs. Sometimes he just got to get the fuck up out of there.
But that's what I'm saying. As a first year, to win over 12 games, to win a playoff road
How many games they win?
They won 12 games. They went 12-5. That's nothing to be overlooked, man. And then they won a road game in the playoffs.
Man, it's just every time I bring up stuff, it's just like it gets looked over. I don't mind 12 wins. That's great. That's beautiful. But I'm just that don't look better than a first round bye your first full year start. And that just best record in the NFL, not just the conference, the NFL. And we still can't get the credit that's due.
You've seen the stat I put in the group chat. I guess I'm gonna have to put it up here because
about what he did as far as his, whatever the hell, and I seen that before you posted that junk.
That's not crazy to you.
I give credit where credit is due, but he ain't the only one that's in the.
He's literally the only one to ever do that, man.
I'm saying he ain't the only one that's in a category of his own. He's doing amazing things. But again, just like I told you, like, look, can we just pump the brakes the same way I told you to pump the brakes on CJ? I don't want to dislike this nigga. Don't make me talk bad about him the way I had to talk bad about CJ. Stop comparing them to my QB, man. Just let him be great. Just let him be great. I don't want to have to do this to him, too. I like Jayden. I already had to, kill CJ, who's about to get his ass whooped by Kansas City next week. But I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this to Jayden, man. I think Jayden actually got a chance to do something great against the Lions.
Jayden Daniels look like he gonna end up being. He look like the best rookie I've ever seen. It's the best rookie quarterback I've seen. I'm sorry, since Andrew Luck probably. He the best rookie quarterback I've seen, bro. Vikings, Rams, and then we can get to our divisional matchups before we wrap things up. Vikings versus Rams. Sam Darnold lost $5 million per drive. I told y'all, dude. Say, man.
He said $5 million per drive. That's crazy. But yeah, bro, he did. Like, I didn't. So, because I don't like to use too many ESPNs, but they said that he was potentially looking at like 54. Like his worth was like 54.3 mil or something before that game yesterday. And after the game, it dropped down to like 40. Like that loss literally cost him $14 million. That's what they projected that he's probably going to be worth. And I don't know if that's per year. I don't know what that is, but I still think that's too much.
No, I mean, I ain't gonna overdo it because we just seen what happened with Herbert. We just seen what happened with Jordan Love. I mean, he damn near was around what they did.
And the only reason why I say that is because I didn't agree with them getting paid that much either, bro.
And
I didn't like.
And that's my only thing though. But I'm saying it's like,
yeah, like of course comparing it to what everybody else has gotten paid, but I didn't think Justin Herbert shouldn't have got that big a contract. I didn't think Jordan Love shouldn't have got that big of a contract. Like I knew you wanted to go ahead and get him sold up because you see it and you've had him on your bench for 3 years, so you kind of think you got to understand it for what you got. But even Trevor Lawrence with his contract, I didn't too much care for that much that he got for just one trip to the playoffs. And yes, the win he had against Justin Herbert was amazing. You came back from that game. But it's just a lot. I think it's levels to it, but I think that's the problem with the NFL is just like
who would you pay?
When his next man up to get paid, it's just like you got to pay him up there what the market is just because it's the market. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're worth. You know what I mean?
My thing is with this, because I get what you're saying, but I'm saying Sam Darnold, I get it. He shit the bed. But so did Jordan Love. So did Justin Herbert. We already know Trevor Lawrence didn't even make it. I think he's in that tier. He should get paid like them guys still. I think the only thing is will the Vikings do it because they have J.J. McCarthy? I think that's the bigger question. But I still think Sam Darnold, he done earned his money, but he did lose $5 million.
I think if the Vikings do it, bro, they're going to have to kind of structure his contract the same way that the Falcons did Kirk Cousins. Just so they not like if they got to stick with him for no more than a year, they not completely just stuck with him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if they just
I
have
think
to
you can franchise tag
year,
him. Franchise tag him. See what he do. Darnold. Franchise tag him. See what he do. See if you like McCarthy.
No, because then if you franchise tag him, you be paying him way too much. Because I think that goes off
It'd be
of
like the 40s.
The average, huh?
It'll be the 40s.
Still that's too much.
So you just get off on him and see
I
what
don't
you
know
do with McCarthy?
I mean, it's just for a quarterback that I don't know for sure. Like, even just paying him 40-something million for a year.
But I'm saying, so would you move off Herbert? Would you move off Trevor Lawrence? Would you move off Jordan Love? He doing what they doing. You only doing it because it's Sam Darnold.
I'm only saying that is because he's doing what they're doing, but they not stuck with that contract is what I'm saying. It's like it's tough to tell what to do with him because just like you said, he did the same exact thing we paying all these other quarterbacks $200 million to do. Do I really want to pay him like that? Knowing what I've seen, and again, do I want to be trapped after seeing this for 1 year? We've only seen this for 1 year, and he's been in the league for at least 5 to 6 years. So do I want? And again, same thing I said about Jordan Love. Even though we didn't see him, but for 1 year, we only saw his success for 1 year, and y'all gave him a $200 million contract. That's just my thing. It's like
you're going to have to pay somebody. My thing is for the Vikings,
you have to pay
I can
somebody,
get why they
but again, look, I'ma always talk about this money thing with this shit with the NFL because the NBA is clearly the best at doing it. They're gonna pay you what your ass is worth. Now, some people do get a little overpaid here and there, but we know who deserves the big bucks, and we know who deserves these mid-level contracts, and they get them. But it just seemed like in the NFL, just based on position, you get what the market is saying you're supposed to get. And that's just the thing I don't agree with because we see, just like you said, all these quarterbacks that got paid all this money did the same as that thing as a Sam Darnold's getting paid $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
A $10 million quarterback just did the same thing as somebody making $40 to $50 million.
But I think, okay, so
yeah, that's wild.
So it's clearly a tier. Let's do the tier. So you got Josh Allen, Lamar, Pat, Burrow. That's clearly tier 1. So what's the next tier quarterback after tier 1? Who's in tier 2 for you?
I think you got Jalen that you got to put in tier 2.
So Hurts, Dak.
I think Dak is a clearly tier 2. Mm-hmm. I think Jared Goff you got to definitely put in tier 2.
Okay, Jared Goff tier 2. Mm-hmm.
I would say I guess you can go ahead and I think you can put Jayden and Baker in tier 2. I think I'm pretty confident in saying that right now. Some weeks Baker may look like a tier 3, but when he's looking like he's supposed to look, he can be a tier 2.
Okay, so Jayden and Baker tier 2.
And it's like I want to put Stafford is definitely tier 2, but I was about to say I'm looking at I can't really put Aaron Rodgers up there no more. He ain't looking like no tier 2. I mean, and then after that, I'm just going through I guess Jaden and CJ you can put in tier 2.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it killed me to have to leave Kyle out of there.
He's tier 3, man. I can watch
he tier 3. He tier 3. He tier 3. He tier 3,
man. And I rocks with him. I try my best.
Yeah, he tier 3, man. But I might be missing somebody. I don't know. But
so Baker is tier 3. I mean tier 2. He getting 30. CJ
and like I said, Baker sometimes,
and
like I said, sometimes Baker can look like sometimes Baker can look like a tier 3, but when he looked like how we know he can be like how he looked, then he's definitely a tier 2 quarterback, and that's definitely just based off the numbers that he's been putting up. But yeah, I like I said, I look at Sam. Even when I said I don't mind if you give Sam Darnold Baker Mayfield's contract because I think Baker Mayfield got
around the 30.
Yeah. Give him that.
Okay, that's fine. We said he lost 5 a year. I mean, 5 a drive.
And on top of that, we got Baker got that contract with more playoff success than Sam Darnold. It's the first time Sam Darnold been in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
At least Baker got the team that drafted him to the playoffs.
Trevor Lawrence.
At least he did that.
A year.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would rather, like you said, I'd rather pay him Baker money like 30 because I think Sam Darnold is teetering in that tier 3. If it wasn't for them last 2 games, let's just keep it a buck. We would all probably had him tier 2. Let's just keep it a buck. But tier 2 to tier 3 money, I'll be okay with. Nothing over 40.
So what? 30 to 40, 40, 30 to 45?
30 to 40. 30 to 40.
30 to 40.
30 to 45. No, not 45. Yeah, 30 to 40. I think
Yeah,
he
that's a
done
little
earned
too
that
high.
money. I think he done earned that money. I think everybody's
And that's cool, bro.
overreacting.
Like I am never gonna hate on a nigga getting his bag. That's one thing I ain't never gonna do.
So if you was the Vikings,
hey,
though,
man,
would you pay him or would you start McCarthy? Say let's just go with McCarthy.
Like I said, I think if you can get a 3-year contract that makes sense to where if you have to get out, if you have to, part ways with him after year
3
2,
for 120. 3 for 120.
Keeping him. Huh?
3 years for 120. That's 40 a year.
115. But nah, I'm not mad at that. If you just want to keep it right at 40 mil, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. And but you put some language in the contract to where if you got to get from under him at during the second year, you don't completely kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't too much
stuff like
I'm
that.
not against exactly. I'm not against a young quarterback sitting and learning from a vet. And on top of that, also just learning from a vet. I do think the Vikings have a damn good coaching staff over there. I think they do. I just think they do. I just think that clearly Detroit was just a little too much for them the week before. I think that I just think the last 2 weeks, I don't think it was so much a talent thing. I just think they got figured out, bro. I think they figured out Sam Darnold's kryptonite. They blitzed the shit out of him.
Yep.
Like, and bro, if you can't beat a blitz, and that was Lamar's problem for the longest time when he was, starting off, he could not beat if it wasn't him running, he could not actually process and read and actually beat a blitz with his arm. He'd always rely on his legs. But with Sam Darnold, nigga, all you got is your arm. You're not a scrambler. You're a pocket passer. Like, yeah, you can move around side to side. You got lateral movement. You can extend the play, but I'm never going to worry about you taking off on me. If I can contain you back there, and if I peek and one of your linemen slipping and I got a clear sight, I'm coming.
Okay.
So
I'm with you.
Again, that just comes, I think, even as old as Sam Darnold is, this is the first year he's played meaningful football. So as long as he's been in the league, we can damn near say he's almost like he's getting the experience of a rookie. This is his first playoff game, and he got blitzed. He literally got blitzed.
I think there's something to build on, though. Like, Sam Darnold had a damn good year, and like you said, 3 years, probably like 100 to 120.
And on top of that, because DJ, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think they're gonna get that much from him just because I really don't think he's gonna ask for that much just because, bro, he didn't even get this type of burn with San Francisco, and we thought that Shanahan was a quarterback whisperer. I think Kevin O'Connell is exactly who he needs, and if he don't understand that and just chasing the bag, hey, do what you got to do if you want to go somewhere else and get it. But
so you think if they slide him 3 for 100, he signs it?
I don't think he signs 3 for 100 because you don't want to disrespect him, but 3 for 120 is 40. Shit, I think you get somewhere between the giving me about 35. If you give me at least 35, give me 30. If I think you could agree on 35, and again, you put some language in the contract to where, if I just got to get up off you the second year, it's not gonna kill my cap.
Okay. You got anything to say about the Rams? Because I agree. I think I do think they should pay him and let McCarthy marinate on the bench because I think he was the youngest quarterback taken, so he got some time to develop. Let Sam Darnold play out a 3-year contract, see where things go, and you ain't got nothing but time. But you got anything to say about the Rams? Did they look even better than what you thought? And then we got to get to our predictions and we get up out of here. We at 210, 209.
Damn. But yeah, I definitely I expected this offensively from the Rams. I didn't expect them to do this to them defensively. And
defense. I'm glad you said that.
I just didn't because that they But again, it's a copycat league, bro. Like, they just did the same exact thing Detroit did last week. They blitzed the shit out of dude. But even still, it's like you got to have the personnel to do that, and they were able to do it. So I think that the Rams defense is very, very overrated. I really think that this was the perfect team to play the Eagles, because I'm not going to hold you. If the Commanders had to play the Eagles, I wouldn't go too much care for that game, just because I saw what happened to him the first time. The second time was kind of like, yeah, it was close, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jalen got hurt in that game.
Against the
second
Commanders,
time they played.
he didn't even play. He didn't play at all.
Exactly, and that was a close game, and that was a close game with a second string QB for Philly. So I definitely didn't want to see the Commanders play Philly again, because it's like, even as good as they are, bro, they just did not have an answer for Philly if they had Jalen Hurts back there.
These are the perfect matchups for the divisional round.
I think that the Rams will give Philly a run for their money, but the same thing with the Commanders and Detroit. We gonna get there, but yeah, bro, I love it. I love the matchup. I think it's a damn good matchup.
The thing about the Rams, I don't know, because I think Matthew Stafford is going under the radar. So is Puka Nacua. I think those two are both top 10 players at their position, man.
And
like,
the only reason why they so under the radar this year is just because how they started.
Yep.
It's literally just because of how they started. Like,
and
that
they play some stinkers on primetime too.
Stinkers on primetime, and that they whole division is just, let's just keep it a buck, it's been mid. Like, unless you've just been really paying attention, and I'm more upset at myself because I typically pay attention to the Rams, and I was slacking on keeping up with them this year.
It should have been the Cardinals or the Seahawks. That's what it should have been. They was ahead by that much. The Rams hawked them dudes. It ain't that you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, bro, but you say that now, but I'm looking at it now. I'm glad the Rams won it, because I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
If anybody else would have had to play the Vikings out of that division, I think the Vikings would have killed them.
The thing with the Rams, they was always the most talented at the division. They just was hurt. So it was, and then they looked at bad in prime time.
Started off hurt. Shit, Puka started the season hurt. And it's like, now he's become so much as a, he's so pivotal to their offense. Like, they need him.
Yep.
But yeah, I just think that was the main thing. The Rams definitely surprised me on defense. I always knew what they were capable of on offense, but yeah, they definitely showed me that, oh shit, they might be able to hang with some of these dudes defensively for real like that.
And it's crazy because Jayden Daniels, he got offensive rookie of the year, I'm sure. And Jared Verse got defensive rookie of the year. And both rookies they not just rookie of the year, even Brock Bowers. Like, these dudes is like legit stars already as rookies. I think in terms of people that's gonna win something, like Brock Bowers is because I think I forgot he got all pro, I think. Jared Verse, defensive rookie of the year. Jayden Daniels, offensive rookie of the year. All three of them rookies are special. Jared Verse literally put his fingerprints on all throughout their game, man. So I just think they so for sure.
But oh shit. Last thing. Well, I think two things I want to bring up. Do you think that, and this ain't just me showing my Ravens fandom or anything, but because we saw the two tight end selections for the Pro Bowl. I don't know if you paid attention. They showed the Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce for the AFC. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But when I just looked at the list of tight ends in the AFC this year, I think Mark Andrews got snubbed. Because I remember we was talking about Brian Thomas Jr. getting snubbed with the the numbers that we had, and we thought it was definitely a popularity contest. I think this is what it is again with Kelce. If you just go look at if you just go compare the numbers, I think Kelce has more yards, but I think Andrews is clearly beating him in touchdowns.
Let me see. We go to. Let me look at it. I think because did Brock Bowers? What was Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers is the best tight end, period.
Yeah.
So he was gonna make it regardless.
So did you saying Mark Andrews didn't make it?
No. AFC, Brock Bowers, and Travis Kelce were named the 2 Pro Bowl tight ends.
I think Travis Kelce. Oh yeah, he had a more productive year. 97 catches, 97 catches, 823 yards, 3 touchdowns versus 55 catches, 673 yards, 11 touchdowns. Mark Andrews was more production, but Travis Kelce was more volume and yards. So, and then you could say he was a bigger part of the Chiefs offense than Mark Andrews was of the Ravens offense, because that goes to Lamar and Henry.
I
And
think
then
just
Zay Flowers was 1,000-yard
I think the
receiver.
3 touchdown thing is the only thing where it's like,
Yeah, that bothers you.
Yeah, like I get the catches and the yards, but we talking 3 to double-digit touchdowns. Like, I don't know. I think if it's just me, I'd probably, I think you got to give it to Brock Bowers. You just got to. I don't think it's just no if and a buts about him. He clearly was the number 1 option on the Raiders team this year. Like,
oh my goodness, 112 receptions, 1194.
Yeah, bro.
Whew, my God. That's correct for a tight end. That's correct.
The only thing with him, he just did not see the end zone a lot. But bro, he was getting so much attention. Shit, he was the number 1 option.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think Mark Andrews. I mean, the receptions and yards just not as impressive. The touchdowns and the yards per reception is impressive, but.
And I think and with me, it's just like you said, his production is just for you to still get double digits. And like I said, now you're really sharing more, snaps with another tight end. You know what I'm saying? And for you to still get double-digit touchdowns, and he started off the season shitty, and still ended with double-digit touchdowns.
And that's another thing. He started out bad, yeah.
I mean, shit, Kelce started off just as bad.
Yeah. But it's like name the top 3 players on offense for the Chiefs.
Now or when they started?
Just throughout the whole year.
I mean, because they done made moves and niggas done got hurt. That's why I'm like, because the only consistent has been Travis Kelce. So I don't think you're going to see anybody on that team with more receptions than him, just because D-Hop came in late. Who was that got hurt against Hollywood was hurt, so of course he wasn't there.
He was 636.
Who was that? Was that Xavier Worthy or that other young boy that got hurt?
Pacheco got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just with the injuries and stuff like
Rice
that.
Was hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. For him to get 97 receptions over 800 yards when they don't have 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard running back, they went 15.
I don't think they were gonna have that though, just because they had so many people in and out of the lineup. Like Kelce was literally the only common person.
But that's what I'm saying. You the second most important player on the offense on a 15-1 team. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was the most consistent piece outside of Mahomes throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, 15 games. Just the most consistent because he was just always available. He didn't miss a game.
But I'm saying they got to count. But I get what you're saying.
It do.
Because it's like you gonna have to get some representation from a 15-1 team, especially if there was no 1,000-yard running back or receiver, and my tight end led us in receptions and yards.
I feel you on that.
I get your point because Mark Andrews, with the opportunities he did have, he racked up a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. But the only thing is the volume was down, and you could argue that it just was that offense was just going so crazy. Look at Lamar, literally had a fucking crazy year.
Like again, but like I said,
year.
he has another tight end to throw to in Isaiah Likely. So,
but I'm saying all that works against his favor. Lamar works against him. Likely works against him. Zay Flowers, 1,000-yard receiver, that works against him. Derrick Henry, 1,900, that works against him. You see what I mean? It's like, how can I say you were all pro or you were this or you were that when half your damn offense is all pros and Pro Bowls?
I mean, shit. I mean, that's typically what the whole time. That's typically what happened when the team is good anyway. You get a lot of players on that team that make a Pro Bowl, that make a.
But my team
pro.
better. I'm 15-1. We can't just have Patty. Okay, that's perfect segue. Chiefs versus Texans divisional preview. We can do these a little quicker. Just initial reaction to this game.
Man, I feel like it's going to be a lot better than what a lot of people trying to portray it to be.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I think the Chiefs can be beat, but at the same time, I won't be surprised if we see the Chiefs play the way that we know the Chiefs to play.
Mm-hmm.
As in everything is because it just really seemed like this whole entire season, bro, that the offense and the defense never had a time when they both were just clicking at the same time. It was either the offense was doing their thing and the defense was lacking, or the defense was doing their thing and the offense was lacking. Yeah. I feel like that if we get a game to where everything is going on all cylinders, I feel like this could be another blowout, a game that we don't care about. And yeah, that's just kind of how I'm looking at it.
So I'm guessing you picking the Chiefs.
I'm picking the Chiefs, but I don't think I'm hoping it's not going to be by a lot, bro.
I don't think it is.
I don't want to see no more bad. I just don't want to see no more bad games, and that's really the only game. That's the only game where I think that may possibly happen, just because. I mean, we done seen Houston just look bad in some games, so. I mean, we saw what.
I think this gonna be close just because the Texans defense is good and the Chiefs offense is pretty mid. Let's just keep it a buck. We just had this whole debate about they being so mid. They got a mid person in damn near in Travis Kelce, but I think the Texans is gonna keep it with the Chiefs just strictly because their defense is good, and I think the Texans is gonna force feed Nico again because they got Trent McDuffie. They got some solid linebackers, but can't nobody guard Nico, especially if they don't double. And I think both offenses are going to be pretty mid, and both defenses are pretty good. So I think it's going to be close by default. I don't think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close, though. And I got the Chiefs winning, of course. But I think Nico going to have a big game again. Yeah. Yeah.
Sound like a Dak and CD experience to me.
Yep, that's exactly what it's gonna be. The only thing is they got Mixon, can mix and run on the Chiefs.
That's probably gonna be the difference in the game. If they can't get no run game going, I don't think they're gonna be able to do too much.
But do you think the Chiefs can run on the Texans? Because I ain't seen no quality running from the Chiefs.
That might be the difference game. Whose run game is more solidified? I think it might come down to the run game and penalties, bro. It's like it's really good because they both got some decent run. They both have some damn good run defenses. Because even in that game against the Chargers, who build their offense after running the ball, shit. After a while, they were just like, I was just seeing it. I was like, well, damn, like they just letting it be known you're not going to run this ball. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to come down to whoever got the better run game. And then it's got to go from there.
That's
crazy.
From
there, I think the next thing is just who's going to win the penalty game. Who can solidify their run game, and who's going to win the penalty game?
That's crazy. This shit sound like a Steelers-Ravens game, but it's Chiefs-Texans, which we think would be offense, but it's gonna be defense and run game. But we both got the Chiefs. Lions versus Commanders. I think this is the most exciting game. Nah, Bills Ravens, but this is probably the second or third game I'm looking forward to the most because I think it's gonna be exciting. I think this is gonna be the offensive shootout, or the Lions will just blow out the Commanders. What's your initial takeaways thinking about
that? Was the same thing I was thinking. I was thinking either it was gonna be a good back and forth, or the Lions just gonna blow them out. And because and don't get me wrong, as good as I like the Commanders and everything that they've done, it's like, man, the Lions are just a different monster. It's just, I almost look at it like the Commanders did them a favor by beating the Bucs, because the Bucs really have that. Well, because the last game they played in the playoffs, the Bucs played them damn close, and they damn near beat them. And then earlier this year, the Bucs kind of had them figured out. And mind you, they were healthy when they beat them. So I would just hate to see them have to play Tampa again and see what Tampa dials up against a beat up Lions team when you've already pretty much been able to go toe to toe and then beat them when they were healthy early in the season.
You don't think the Commanders can do what the Bucs did? I think they got the offensive pieces to do that. I was thinking the same thing. They rather see the Commanders than the Bucs, but I think the Commanders can implement the same game plan. I think Jayden Daniels with his feet can be more dangerous.
I'm not gonna hold you. I just do not think, and I could be wrong. And it may be because, and this may be the only difference, and because you said it,
the defense.
If my run game has to lean on Jayden Daniels being my best runner, I think that the Commanders are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and then I think the thing we did leave out too with the Bucs, they are top 5 rushing defense. So
exactly. So I just,
you're right. This guy,
it's just because the thing that Detroit is going to want to do is run the ball.
Yeah,
and shit, I'm sorry.
Just said
to this day, when you got Big Vita Vea down there, good luck trying to run that ball.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying. That's why I say I think the team that is best built that's left in these playoffs, and I'm not saying that the Commanders are not going to play them good, but I think we're going to definitely see. Hopefully, I hope we get to see a Lions and Eagles NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I could see the Lions leading this game by 10 the whole game. They're gonna have a 10-point lead at least the whole game.
And I think it's just because, bro, they just look comfortable. They just look like, nigga, we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and like you're gonna have to stop it, bro. Like they don't care.
Yeah. The only thing is because I just think Jayden Daniels, you know how just some teams just have that special year, that special run. Commanders kind of look like they could be that team. They doinked in a field goal. I mean, they could just have some of that magic. That's the only reason why I say he can go close. But do I want to be? Do I want to just drop my nuts and say,
bro? Just think about it. Even if the Commanders do win, do I really want to see them go against the Eagles or the Rams? I don't. I think if they see any of them niggas in the championship game, I think they getting stomped.
Okay, you're right. Let's go. Lions. I got Lions by 10. You got Lions by around.
I got about at least a touchdown.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay.
I think it's gonna be good enough. Okay. I think it's gonna be good enough for me not to change the channel because I know I changed the channel on a lot.
That's all we want. Good enough to not be changing.
Yeah, man. I think I'd have changed the channel on so many of these. Like, man, I'm gonna cut this off, and then I think later, like, damn, man, I'm supposed to be doing a sports podcast. I'm supposed to be talking about this shit, but it's like y'all ain't giving me nothing to talk about. Y'all are boring.
Yep, that's why you seen the first. I'm just damn near getting takeaways. We ain't talk about a lot of them games in depth. They weren't good. But Eagles versus Rams, this could possibly be the realistic best game of the night.
If Sean McVay
yeah,
figures out how to make it a shootout with the Eagles, bro, this game is
make them
going
have
to
to throw
be
the ball.
special.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised. Go ahead.
I want to see an offensive game in this one. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want to see no low scoring game. I want to see goddamn 30-35 or something like that. I want to see some points get put up. I don't need to see AJ Brown on the sideline reading the book.
Can the Eagles? Do you think the Eagles can put up 30+ points? And do you think Jalen Hurts can hover around 300 passing yards, 250 or more?
I think he's going to have to get at least 250 in this game.
I think so.
I think he's going to have to.
I think so too.
But yeah, bro, they can score 30. I mean, it's like, bro, when you got, I mean, shit, you had Saquon keep you from getting the 29 last week.
Yeah.
Because he literally slid on the last play of the game. Like, that could have literally put the exclamation point and really just let it, oh, yeah, this was a belt to ass. Like, they just beat them, goddamn, it would have been 29-12.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Saquon out here being humble and shit, and I ain't gonna hold you. I need that humble shit to leave, real quick. And I ain't talking like I done put some money down, but this humble shit, I don't want to see no more humble. I don't want to see no more humble.
I feel that. I think Saquon, they gonna have to try to establish the run, but I think the Rams can get them out of the run because I think they can score points on the Eagles. The thing why I say that is because I think Stafford ain't gonna be routed to play the Eagles. Like their front seven is good, their front four for sure, and I don't think they go blitz. So I think him versus just their front floor and finding
that nigga Matthew Stafford, I want to say, is literally. I think if I'm thinking about it right, he's the oldest quarterback that's in the playoffs.
Bro, yes, he's old as hell.
That nigga Matthew Stafford ain't rapped about his shit, man.
Yep.
This ain't, like the way that Bo Nix and goddamn Justin Herbert was shook whenever that shit got shaky, he wasn't finna do that. Like he done been there, done that, man. We talking about a Super Bowl champ.
I think this is even. You know how they be like, "Oh, the Eagles' favorite." I think this is an even, can go either way.
Hey man, let them be favored, bro. I don't think that they too much care about it.
No, I don't think they care. I'm just saying, just in terms of football, I think it's an even match.
Oh yeah, because everybody be talking about, oh well, they used to play in L.A. in warm weather. They got to go to the cold, man. Football is football. Either you can play it or you can't. That shit travels.
And Puka, Puka, Cooper, and Matthew Stafford, they all play physical football. They not just no finesse team. This ain't the Dolphins.
The only thing I'm worried about that I need Kyron Williams to take care of the football.
For sure.
He got to take care of the football, bro. Like, you can't keep giving up these fumbles. You got one back, but you lost the other one. You got to take care of that ball.
So who you got in this game?
I got the Eagles just because I want to see that. I just want to see the Eagles-Detroit matchup in the championship game.
See, so you going on based off what you want to see versus what you think go happen? Or you really think the Eagles going to beat the Browns?
If you ask me for real what I think, bro, I'm still going to pick the Eagles just by a little bit just because – and it ain't like I think they're going to be like just completely demolish them, dude, because like the Rams are the team that's perfectly built because they got just as much experience in the playoffs. They done been to a Super Bowl. Just, only difference is, the only two that's over there that's 1-1 is, Stafford and Cup. I don't think nobody on that defense is left over there, but you got a Super Bowl winning coach. You know what it takes to win these type of games, and you going against a team that's been to a Super Bowl. So I'm not one of them that, like, I'm picking the Eagles just based off what I've seen all year. But I will not come on here next week acting surprised if I'm talking about how the Rams beat them. I just won't.
That leads me to say I got the Rams, bro. I think with the LA Wildfires, prayers to them. I think the script.
You think you finna have it? You think you finna have them turned up like Hurricane Katrina did the Saints?
I think it's a storyline thing. Rams versus Lions, Stafford versus his old team, Jared Goff versus his old team, LA Fires. I just think the script.
I mean, they already did that last year.
Did they?
Yeah, they played in the first round last year. Jared Goff beat them.
Ooh, so I just think the Rams is gonna beat the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles vibes. The Eagles more talented. The Eagles should win. That. I'm going off vibes, man. And then I think if you make it into a shootout,
we ain't crazy that you say vibes, but it's literally only AJ Brown.
That's just annoying, though. It's like that game, bro. They had a bad game for the Eagles standards, and they still was never even close. It was still never even close. Yeah. The fact that he's even making stuff. I think when the going gets tough, I think it's gonna be a tough game versus the Rams, and I think the Eagles could fold. I don't think this team really like each other. The coach, nobody really likes him, and he don't. I'm not a big vibes. The Eagles don't feel like they like each other, man. The Commanders feel like they like each other more than the Eagles, and it might not matter because they so talented. But when the games get close, you got Stafford and McVay. I think that's gonna matter, bro. Rams, they get behind that LA Fire. I'm going with the vibes. Rams, bro. I might end up looking stupid, but I got the Rams. I don't like the Eagles vibes, man. I just really don't. I think they're the second best team in the league in terms of talent.
And
but vibes.
Nah, I get it. I'm not mad at the reason. I ain't mad at all.
Now let's get to the shits. Bills versus Ravens. Oh, I can't wait. Lamar versus Josh Allen. My boy versus your boy. Heavyweight matchup.
Hold on. Give me like 10 seconds. We got to talk. Give me like 10 seconds.
All right. Watch Chris go, man, Lamar, he go beat Josh. Nah, I ain't going. I just honestly think this the best Bills team Josh Allen has had all year, man. I mean, his whole career, from top of the roster to the bottom of the roster. Most
all right, man.
Yep. Give me the Bills. Let's start there.
I guess I'll just go ahead and get on camera for this one, just in case anything got to get clipped, in case anything dumb gets said.
Bills.
So who you say you taking?
The Bills. This is Bills easy.
It's no surprise. It's okay.
Man, Lamar went a whole half of football without throwing the damn ball last week. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to win a shootout. The Bills don't score damn near 30 plus for like 6-7 weeks in a row, man.
That's all fine and dandy.
Do you trust the Ravens to score with the Bills? That's the big question.
I think they will, bro. Because I mean, shit. We literally damn near gonna be playing the same exact team that we played earlier in the year. And am I saying that's gonna be the same game? No, I'm not. But we know that both teams are gonna try to establish the run, and after that, it's just gonna come down to just superb quarterback play.
And I'm leaning Bills in terms of quarterback play, man. It's not in terms of throwing the football. It's not close between Lamar and Josh Allen, man. In running, it's not that far apart.
Say, dog, you can say it ain't that far you want to and talk about his last couple of weeks or whatever the case may be. But again, this is gonna come down to whoever running back, I will say, can get their game going. And then I just think really it's gonna come down to, outside of just the quarterback, which defense ain't gonna bend. And just what I've seen the last couple of weeks against who they've played, give me Baltimore's defense. Who have we seen New England play in the last, 3-4 weeks of the season? That leads me to believe, oh yeah, that defense right there, even against the Broncos in the playoffs. Like, oh yeah, that they really did something right there. They had to play against the Patriots twice.
I give you that. Bills defense,
like, and then one of the games, they didn't play. Josh didn't play the last game of the season. He didn't play. So I don't know. I'm just not so quick to just say. Now, don't get me wrong. Do they both have similar ways of playing, but they both had, because Josh clearly he's always gonna stay. He's a bigger quarterback. He's like 240, 250. Lamar ain't never gonna be the type to run the way he runs. Like Lamar is a speedy type of, But I think it's going to come down to the defense. I really think that's going to be because is Amari Cooper coming back anytime soon? I feel like if Amari Cooper was coming back and playing in this game,
he's out.
He didn't play that. He had a personal matter, a family matter, or something like that.
Man, that nigga better play, bro.
Hey, I've heard nothing about it.
Let me see. Okay, but keep going.
All I know is that he didn't play this last game. He said it was a family matter or something that it was going on. It ain't nothing injury related. He just ain't there. So that's why I say this is damn near the same team that, and I'm not saying that they're gonna play us the same way again. Like, I'm never gonna say that. But it's just like, dog. The same way that they've been clicking on all cylinders on offense later on, we've been doing the same thing, but we've been doing it against Stanford competition. Like I said, they didn't play the last game. They ain't played nobody. They just blitzed the Broncos. So the only thing that I really just think they have an advantage is that they playing at home. Other than that, give me Baltimore. I feel like Lamar just has a better connection with his receivers right now.
Okay. Cooper did play 2 receptions for 8 yards
last week.
Yeah, he had 2 catches.
Oh, they said he wasn't gonna play. They said he wasn't gonna play. That must have happened like literally like last minute. But they said he wasn't supposed to play.
I think Amari Cooper is overrated at this point in terms of just what he means to the Bills. He ain't been doing too much. It's James Cook and Josh Allen, man. I think Lamar and them should be favored. They got action. But I think the specialness of Josh Allen, bro. Now, if Lamar in the game, because we've seen it with the Eagles, it happens. I've seen the Ravens not pull off a game they're supposed to win. I've just seen it. And on the reverse for Josh Allen, I've just seen them win some games. You like, hey, it took some heroics. So I just trust the heroics of Josh Allen, and I'm banking on Lamar and them not to finish. That's all. I think they're the better team.
If it was early in the season, I can agree with you on that. When we talk about the Kansas City game and we talk about the Ravens game, and the only game later on in the season I can really say is that Steelers game where they didn't even score a damn touchdown. They beat us with field goals.
Yeah.
So they're really the only 3 losses I can say, like, yeah, them some games we should have won. But at the same time, I could say
he's gonna have to pass for more than 175 yards, man. He's gonna have to throw the ball more than 20 times.
Bro, look, hey, he's gonna have to, but we're not gonna act like
he don't want to. Can't be done. The way they beat the Steelers is the way they want to play.
The way they beat the Steelers is the way they wanted to beat the Steelers. Mm-hmm. That's the way they wanted to beat them. You know what I'm saying? They know they cannot play the Steelers the same way that they played I mean, they can't play the Bills the same way they played the Steelers. Like, we got to stop acting like Lamar's not capable of having these type of games. Like, he had to score over 30 both times against the Bengals this year. We're talking about games where defense was not in the question. Let's assume that defense is not in the question and that we're able we have a shootout. We've seen he's been able to win shootouts. He's been able to win shootouts against a team who has a triple crown winner.
And they also didn't make the playoffs. So I get what you're saying, but that defense is terrible.
When you go back and look at some of his best games, who did he have some of his best games against?
Yeah, you're not lying about that.
On the sideline, put it on chains against us, bro. Because yes, he had a damn good game and he lost. But to some receivers, that don't matter. Just like we said, they divas. All they care about is their numbers. You know what I'm saying? But it's just when we're talking about the topic of the Ravens putting up points, the only game that they had is that I thought could have been a toe-to-toe game that was disappointing to me that I expected was the Eagles. That was the only game.
I think it could potentially be that. That's the type of game I'm expecting. That's literally the type of game I'm expecting.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't expect that from the Bills just because the Bills defense is nowhere close to what the Eagles is. I don't have that much confidence in the Bills defense to slow us down that much than I would anybody else. And that's even based off the first game we had against them. Like, the only thing that I could say is that it's probably going to be more of an offensive game because they added Amari Cooper, but we ain't even seen much of him. I feel like
I don't even think it has to be Cooper. I just think
it just got to be somebody. But it's like, who is it going to be? Because if it's not going to be Amari Cooper, it's got to be somebody else. Because at that point, you have the same exact team that we played the last time. And the fact that, and I ain't going to hold you, early in the season we played them, Martin Humphrey was terrible. He's gotten better. That's why I say I have more confidence in my defense now than I did even back then when we played y'all the first time. And it's like, if we can stop James Cook, I'm sorry, bro. Like, Josh Allen is really going to have to do a lot. And I'm not saying he can't. We've seen him put up numbers against teams. We see it all the time. Like, we know that Josh Allen he puts on the cake. We put him up there with Pat. We put him up there with Lamar. But it's like, at some point, just like with Lamar, just like with Pat, we've seen they can put on the cape all game long, but somehow, some way, somebody else on his team does something, and we're not saying like just the defensive side. Hell, we just saw last week, even with Sam Darnold, as bad as we talked about him, we saw balls placed in their hands, tipped up, getting defended. We saw, even with Justin Herbert, balls getting thrown, hitting the receiver's hand, tipped up, ran back for pick sixes. So it's just one of the things where I feel like it's going to come down to who protects the football more at the end of the day. Who don't turn over the ball.
See,
after everything we just said, who don't turn over the ball? Because as electrifying as these offenses going to be, if I feel like personally with just me, if Lamar fumbles just one too many times, I think that we're going to lose.
I think if he passes for more than 35 times, 30, he got to be under 30. I think he literally has to be 30 or under in terms of pass attempts.
Bro, the only way that's going to happen is because you know the Ravens are going to run that ball. The only way that's even going to get close to 30 passes is if y'all are clearly just completely stopping the run. Y'all literally got to be shutting it down for that to even get close to 30 passes.
But I'm saying you're talking about a shootout. There's no way the Ravens win a shootout with the Bills. That's what I'm saying. If it's a shootout, the Bills are winning. If the Ravens win the game,
so
it's
how
going
are
to
you
be
saying that the Bills are winning a shootout with the Ravens?
I'm saying if No, if the game to where the Ravens could dominate on the ground, keep Lamar under 35 pass attempts, Ravens go win. But if it turns into a shootout, that's what you don't want against the Bills.
So you talking about a shootout where they both got to throw?
Yes.
I don't know, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's why this is a pick'em game, because the last few games that the Bills have played, they made everybody have to throw. You know, they won those games.
But you also got to look at who they played, though, DJ. Look at who they played.
They the only team that beat the Chiefs. Why?
And that's the only now. So okay, I'll give you this. If you want to say that's their most impressive win is the Chiefs, I'll give you that. But the only reason why I'm not too impressed with it is because Josh beats Pat in the regular season on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He just does. Go look at his record against Pat in the regular season. I think he owns Pat in the regular season. He does. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has a better winning record against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season than any other quarterback. But Joe Burrow just so happens to have the better winning record against him in the playoffs.
But I'm saying they the only team that it's like, come on now, they beat the Lions and they beat the Chiefs. Literally, they beat both number one seeds in each conference. That means something. It did in games where he has to throw.
But that Lions game wasn't a blowout either.
But I'm saying these are shootouts. The shootout games, give me Josh Allen throwing the ball where he's done threw the ball for over 300 yards.
Maybe
over 3 times.
Maybe Baltimore is just going to be the team that allows it not to be a shootout.
And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
And maybe that's what it is, because we played the Chiefs at the beginning of the season. It was a close game, but it wasn't necessarily a shootout. We've played the Lions before and then beat the brakes off of them. And we saw what we did to the Bills this year.
Okay, I'm just saying, don't. I'm
not using that. I'm not using that to say like, oh, we should automatically win. I'm not saying that, but it's just one of the things. I'm just like, come on, bro.
Y'all can only win one way.
Huh?
Y'all only can win one way. The Bills can only win one way. That's what makes this a pick'em game. To me, that's all I'm saying. This is Lamar. Just y'all play y'all game, run the ball, control the ball, time of possession. Because like against the Eagles, when he started trying to throw the ball, when he threw it for more than 35 times, it didn't go well, bro. You put the ball on the ground, do what you do. It's okay. You're not the greatest passer. You still have other talents, other skills. Your team is built a certain way.
Even with that game, though, and I will hope this don't happen again. That kind of like gave me vibes of the AFC Championship game last year, because they went to trying to just throw when they came back and got ahead. But it's like, okay, they only ahead by this much. Like, you don't have to change your entire game plan. And I feel like it just got to a point to where they was forcing stuff. And I feel like if it gets to that point where, because I feel like it ain't even going to just come down to, I think it's going to be us beating us. Like, they start doing stuff they not supposed to do.
Yeah, but so you picking the Ravens, I'm picking the Bills.
I'm clearly picking the Ravens.
We damn near 3 hours. I'm just saying, man. I think this is gonna be a good game, but I think both teams can only win one way. And I do not. Lamar's not gonna win no shootout throwing the football against none of the remaining teams. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. This it might be the year we seeing 4,000 yards.
I'm telling you, this is my hot yards. If Lamar throws for 32 or more passes, they lose.
Almost 5,000 total yards rushing and passing. I'm just saying, man.
It's cute. If he haven't thrown the ball against the Bills,
only quarterback to put up that stat line rushing and passing. Stop. Best dual threat quarterback ever. since you want to talk about he's the best dual threat we're seeing right now. Somebody has to
beat him. Over 32 times against the Bills. If he do, they go lose. Facts. Yeah. If he throw more than 32 times,
you know what?
They losing. Facts.
Stop. You need to stop trying to co-sign all these quarterbacks because right now your streak. That's why I told you to leave Jayden alone. Because right now your CJ been looking a little iffy. Your Justin Herbert is out the window. Just leave Jayden Daniels alone, man. Leave Josh Allen alone. They don't need you sending them no bad juju with, you just trying to make – every time you try to prove somebody better than Lamar, it may not happen immediately, but it's going to show. I'm just saying, Lamar Jackson's second best quarterback in the league. And I'm going to leave it at that. Put Pat up there if you want to. Lamar Jackson, second best quarterback in the league.
And where he okay. But this been another episode of Cold True Podcast. We did our NBA segment, man. I'm didn't know about this white boy Chris, man. We gone. Yeah, Chris, man. I ain't mean to make you emotional about them.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind. Need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line. Any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.